Hello, everyone! Welcome back to Speedrun Ragnarok 2020. I am Scalakitty. I am not really your host. I am sort of the director of what is going to be happening here for the next few hours. We wanted to do something really cool and unique and different. And so what we're going to be doing is we are going to be running an entire tournament in the middle here at the end of this marathon, basically. For those of you who do not know, I am also one of the admin and developers of Final Fantasy IV Free Enterprise, which is the open world randomizer for Final Fantasy IV. We basically take the original game, we chuck out all the story, and we turn it into a giant scavenger hunt. We came up with a very condensed flag set that can be completed in about 10 to 20 minutes, and that's what we're going to run our racers through. The flag set is inspired by the Paladin percent vanilla run, and so we're calling it the Enterprising Paladin percent tournament. And I have alongside me, we're going to see all their names soon enough. We have our host for the evening is going to be Margaret Ann. On commentary, we are going to have Game Boy F9, Moonblaze Wolf, and Hopfen. They will be sort of coming in and out of the booth as need be, because like I said, we're going to be going through an entire tournament over the course of the next few hours. We are going to be sort of doing our races just in a slightly different order. Originally, we were going to start with Ground Flyer and Silver Fire. Sil just has a few things to take care of, so we are going to be starting off with Leggy Starscream versus Smaefty. But I'll also turn over Game Boy. Do you want to tell us a little bit about this flag set, since you are the one who helped to develop it?
Yeah, this is going to be a fun flag set. So we have 6 objectives that you have to complete. You have to complete the Mist Cave, the boss of the Mist Cave, the boss at the waterfall, the boss at the Antlion Cave. You have to finish the boss in Mount Hobbs. You have to complete the Fabul encounter there. And then finally, as your last objective, you go up Mount Ordeals. And when you do that and make Cecil a Paladin, the first person to do that will win the race and advance in the tournament.
Absolutely. At the end of the tournament, we will declare our winner. They will be the most enterprising Paladin. We have also discussed that there will be a tournament prize for this. You will be able to have, as we do in most free enterprise events, the ability to pick a sprite for the Zeromus pool, with a special caveat: it has to be something from a sprite-based Final Fantasy game. So we might get something from Record Keeper, we might get something from Final Fantasy VI. I don't know what it is, you don't know what it is, we're all going to find out together. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to go ahead and let the wonderful Margaret Ann read us out some of your wonderful donations that have come in the meanwhile while we go get the runners set up.
Hi! As Scala said, I am Margaret Ann, and I am your host! Yay! So, super excited to be here for this. And I do have a donation from a certain Vaughn? Did I say that right? I hope I did. Shift yes. And that was for $50. And it says, "So happy to be able to participate in such a great marathon for such a worthwhile cause with such dear friends. It truly means so much to me to be able to share what I do with this community. Put this towards naming Cecil after the high prophet of all things Newtopia." Hopefully you're able to tune into the Newtopia run that he just did. But that might have caused some shakeup in those names. So if you have a Cecil name that you really want for this tournament, might want to hit ! Donate. And in the meantime, I'm looking forward to this race. How about you all?
Yeah, I'm ready. This is going to be a lot of fun. We're going to see a lot of good free enterprise today. I can't wait.
Also expected to see a lot of chaos.
Yes.
These are super fast. Beyond, that's 6. 6 is where we go beyond chaos. 1 is where we defeat chaos. This one it's just there. It's just kind of there.
But But hey, if enough money is donated, we can get Margaret Ann off of Beyond Chaos and onto Worlds Collide.
That's a thing.
Which I promise Natara and I have never played before, so it'll be extra chaotic.
$96 away, according to what I'm seeing here.
Yes, that will be exciting. I'm actually really looking forward to it. It looked really cool.
Margaret Ann, can you read out to me and to the chat the first name of our Cecil for where we're starting?
The very first name for our very first Cecil is Vani V. Capital V, A, N, N, I, capital V.
Thank you. So what we're doing, folks, is that the Cecil name will be whatever is the highest name on that list. So, in order to shake things up, you actually have to beat Vani V. Y'all can work together if you want to. The other three names in contention are Cheddar, Salami, and Squirtle. And I would love to see all of those at some point, but it's up to y'all. So, feel free to work together. Or if you are really, really excited for a Cecil name of your own, you gotta throw down for it.
Yep.
Okay, 1 second.
I mean, I personally like, salami and cheddar, especially like on crackers. They make a really good snack. Or croissants.
Ooh, that does sound good. Give me 1 second.
Yes, I actually like my salami cheddar sandwich with mock squirrel soup. Pretty tasty.
I can't read a debate between cheese and salami and not think of that one episode of Rocko's Modern Life.
Alright, everybody. Looks like we're about to get started, so I'm going to go quiet, but get those donations in, and then I'll read them before the next match.
Alright, here we go. Leggy Starstream of the Edge Case Collective and Snape I hope I pronounced that did I pronounce that correctly?
Yes.
Yeah.
Alright. Round one, and there are your objectives. There are a few other flags that I did not bring up when when I introduced the flags, so we're going to quickly talk about those. Your characters are fully randomized, except that you will be starting with Cecil because, well, this is a Paladin % tournament.
Mm-hmm.
You can pick up Fusoya straight away, but Fusoya, it is a no free lunch Fusoya, so you don't get to nuke everything out of the gate. We also have free shops, and they are totally wild, except there are no adamants, and the competition has begun. Good luck to everyone.
Yeah, good luck to our runners, and let's see. You always get a second character here right at the beginning, and it looks like we have a Porum.
Yep, and a Legend Sword, quite fitting for a Paladin % run, and also going to not be useful.
That's true. We are only going to have a Dark Knight for this whole time. One thing that wasn't, I don't think, mentioned in the introduction, but I will just point out now for housekeeping purposes, is that our runners need to do ordeals last. So they can do the first 5 objectives in any order that they want, but they have to do Mount Ordeals last.
Yeah, all that said, they are probably going to lean towards doing them just in the order, because again, that is the order that it happens in the vanilla game. That's generally easiest objective to hardest objective, so you might as well take that approach. But first, you gotta get some better gear.
Yeah, and our runners are going to have a great assortment of items. And oh, by the way, everything is free. So they have access. The shops are wild with free items. So we might see our runners looking for some weapons. We might see our runners looking for various utility items and healing items. But basically, they have to balance, I would say, looking for all that good stuff that they can just, accumulate for free, picking up characters and completing objectives.
Ooh, 99 coffins and a lot of lightning and
99 Soma drops. Actually, those Stardust will be very nice. That's an AoE offensive spell that'll do good damage early on.
Yeah, and Leggy also found Moonveils in Mysidia. Moonveils are an extremely good Japanese item. We'll talk about that a little bit. We'll talk about a lot of these items as the races go on. But Moonveils will keep you completely protected as well as set up a wall on your character. So basically makes your team completely invincible, so to speak.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of walls, we see a wall over on Smate's side and went down very quickly thanks to those Zeus Rages.
Yeah, those Zeus Rages are an AoE Lightning 2 or Lit 2, I guess, if you prefer the usage of the original Final Fantasy IV spell names.
Yeah, those Zeus Rages and those Thor Rages that were also for sale, those are great for a number of bosses that are weak to lightning. That seems to be the most common boss weakness, but they just do enough damage being a Lit 2 that, slot 1 boss, we're talking under 1,000 HP on these early spots. Just cast Lit 2.
And oh no, Smapty lost some valuable seconds there, getting blocked in by the NPC in the Kaipo item shop. That actually could be a big moment in this race.
Yeah, I mean, every second matters here. Leggy going Mount Hobbs, here we go. She's gonna get Sid and is gonna have to go against hey, I'm the Mist Dragon.
Yep, this shouldn't be too bad of a fight for Leggy. Mist Dragon only does physical attacks. However, if she can't kill it fast enough, it will convert into mist form, which makes it impervious to further damage.
Yep, this is the game that introduced ATB, so they had to have something to teach you how it works.
Snape's right behind her. So he will maintain a one objective advantage as soon as the Mist Dragon goes down.
Yeah, but Leggy has taken the time to get a full party going. See if that offers her any advantages as these fights go on.
Her next objective is the Antlion Cave. At this point, it's probably going to be just go straight to the objective at this point.
Yeah, no need to loot anything.
One objective, or one advantage that Leggy has here, I will point out, is Leggy has taken the time to pick up a Tella. Tella comes preloaded with the exit spell. So when Leggy is done with Antlion Cave, she'll be able just to exit out. Whereas Smapty, assuming nothing changes with his party or items that he has found, he'll have to walk all the way out of the Antlion Cave.
Ooh, good news for the runners here. Going against the elements at the Antlion Cave. And one Stardust, and it is over.
Yeah, we should maybe do a little round table here, Game Boy and Hupfin. What is the one boss that we'll say what's the rudest boss we think that our runners might run into at some point during this tournament?
Go ahead, Game Boy.
Oh, I was going to say, I would give it 2 options. Number 1 would probably be just the most annoying, but the best boss by far, the Fabul Gauntlet. And it is the alternative Fabul Gauntlet, so that will be fun. But the actual most annoying boss, I put my vote on Golbez, or possibly the Wyvern, even with Witchburn on.
Now, see, I was going to say Witchburn, Wyvern, casting Meteo, because I've seen that happen.
Oh.
There is no getting away from that.
Yeah, that would be another fun little wrinkle in things is which Witchburn does our wyverns. Hopefully, we'll get to maybe a couple different flavored wyverns over the course of the afternoon today.
Yeah, Witchburn being one of those flags where we have the Wyvern boss that opens up by casting Mega Nuke, very powerful spell. But you can set that so instead it just casts anything that an enemy could cast. But Meteo is on that list.
Yeah, there's some interesting ones that maybe we'll get a chance to talk about. The one that you didn't mention that's pretty high on my list would be Valvalis. Because Valvalis has some very interesting properties with regards to magic defense and attack defense, and there could be a Valvalis in some spots, particularly on Mount Ordeals, that it would be extremely, extremely difficult for our runners to get through.
Yeah, because clearly our runners throughout this entire tournament, we're not exactly grinding for levels here. So anything that benefits from having a lot of accuracy, a lot of evade, a lot of hits, anything that comes from high levels, we're just not going to have that.
Yep, and we've seen our runners, for the most part, kind of just using these spell items to take out enemies, and Valvalis is one of those enemies that will dodge spells in certain spots, so that could be interesting. Or it might appear in a spot where it dodges attacks completely, so could be pretty interesting here.
I believe both of our contestants have 2 objectives remaining. Leggy's gotta finish the Fubul assignment, and then Ordeals, and then Snape has to complete the Waterfall, and, of course, Mount Ordeals.
Yeah, so things are pretty even and exciting at this point, I would say. Did notice, for example, Smapety having to walk out of Antlion Cave, which, again, could be interesting. I mean, we're only at just over 8 minutes into the race right now, so every second counts, like we were talking about earlier on.
Yeah, this race is probably going to be over in about 12 minutes, maybe 13. So
Yeah,
this next 4 minutes is going to be huge.
There was a question. Oh,
no, go ahead.
Puffin.
I was going to comment that if Baigan doesn't cooperate for Smapety, it might take another minute or two. But you're going to address a question?
Oh, yeah, I just noticed a comment in chat about key items, and I was going to point out we don't really need a key item tracker for this because all of the places that our runners are going to be going in this format are open to them at the beginning of the run. In addition to that, so nothing is gated by a key item. In addition to that, we have the vanilla key item or the traditional key item shuffle on. So you won't see our runners, for example, you won't see a runner getting like a really good item or a really good set of armor or a really good weapon or something for a reward when they complete one of the key item spots. It's always just going to be another key item. I think the only one that actually would be useful in certain situations to our runners would actually be the spoon, because the spoon flag is on.
Yeah, although we also, in the course of doing all of this, the 2 key items that we did get were the hook and the pink tail, which is something that you turn in for high tier equipment. Not an adamant this time because of our flag set, but if you wanted to get equipment, you could actually with this key item arrangement.
That's true. And Leggy did the customary check. We're requesting that all of our runners do a customary check of the objective list before they start charging up ordeals. So that is basically Leggy saying she is in go mode. And now we just have to finish this mountain.
And along the way, she's going to pick up a Rosa, who will be promptly dismissed. So advantage Leggy because Smapety lost to Baigan. So she's only 3 bosses away from victory here.
Yeah. I was going to say, this is where the Stardust that Leggy grabbed were very valuable. because spells were getting reflected off of Baigen on Spepti's side, and that was messing up his patterns.
Yeah, Baigen has a pretty interesting script where the first time you cast a spell on him, he'll cast Wall on his main body. So a Stardust gets around that because it's considered an AoE spell. Smapty's having to get a little bit creative here with vampires, so that was definitely a big advantage for Leggy having those Stardusts. But also just more generally, this waterfall spot is actually a pretty difficult boss spot. It has extremely high speed for early on in the game, as well as a decent amount of hit points and some other good stats. So I wouldn't presume that this waterfall spot is ever going to be free. It could end up being one of the rudest spots. Oh, hold on. We got Kick Around the World.
Yep, the kick heard around the world.
Yay!
And Odin will do the same thing if you end up with Odin in this back attack spot, although it takes a fair bit longer and is a bit more dramatic when it happens, just because, a Zantetsuken hurts.
All right, Smapty's completed, 5 objectives. He's on his way, but is now 2 bosses down, which is a huge deficit at this point in this race.
Yeah, and the boss in the chamber is pretty much a freebie, so this is looking like Leggy's race.
Yeah, for sure. That back attack spot is a pretty interesting one as well, speed-wise and just in terms of how the script works, because it is a true back attack. So that could be a very rude boss spot for some of our runners as well. And like you were pointing out, Hupfin, with the boss in the Crystal Chamber being relatively easy by comparison, could be considered the final boss, I think, for our runners.
Yep, but as Leggy officially turns her Cecil into a paladin, receives the crystal of all things. Hooray! We don't need that. We'll see who the true final boss of this race is going to be. And it's Vanilla.
Wow.
I gotta hand it to Scala. This is a pretty good first seed. I hope you can outdo yourself later on in the event. We got the back attack Yang and the Vanilla Dark Knight here.
But that Dark Knight is out of here, and as long as she makes sure that she doesn't get that done until she sees 6 objectives complete, then she will be your winner of race number 1.
Yeah, we're waiting on a special screen where it says all objectives complete, and that is when our runner will done and declare that they have finished the seed. So it should be just a second here when Leggy walks out of the room.
Yep, there it is. So Leggy Starscream has taken this race. Official time 14:27. Smapty right behind.
So if I remember, so I'm not the most connected to the free enterprise community, but I know a thing or two. I believe that is a significant upset. Does that sound right?
I would say in this format, we're probably not going to see too many true upsets. All of these runners are very good and have lots of practice, very well established, and definitely know what they're doing.
Absolutely.
And even with that practice, this is such a novel flag set compared to what we see so many runners doing, both in tournaments and casually, that this could go all sorts of directions. But Leggy is taking the direction of going to go visit our bard.
Yeah, so one of the unwritten rules of this tournament is that if you win your race, you have to play the music. Place your guesses.
One of many things that we randomize throughout Free Enterprise. He had a tower key, and he's playing a game.
Oh. That's awesome.
It's the song of my people.
One of the best sports games out there. Still. Snapety's taking the 3 hits. And he will complete his run.
And I believe we're going to be interviewing the runners briefly after each race as well. So we'll have we'll get that set up here in a bit, and y'all can continue to enjoy the ice hockey theme while we're doing that. And I think we maybe also need to see if we've gotten any more donations in or anything like that during this first race.
It looks like we had a $6 donation from Couch23 that says, Tella, let's name him Best Boy. So that is going to go for the run right after this. We did not get any name-changing donations in. So it looks like for the next race, unless somebody donates right away, it's going to end up being Vani V again. So if you would like to take that away and name Cecil something different or something of your choice, now is the time.
And we are joined here in the commentary booth by our runners from this first race. First of all, Leggy, GG's on the match 1 win here.
Thank you. I have to admit, when I bought those Stardusts, I swear I thought they were Starveils.
Well, of all the mistakes to make, that would have helped you out a lot.
Yeah, it worked out pretty well with that, especially with that Baigen in the waterfall spot, because we could tell from the eye in the sky here that that gave your opponent some fits.
Yeah, no, it turns out Comet's a pretty good spell, especially when you can just spam it 99 times in the early game.
Yeah, who knew?
Yeah.
That's a lot of times.
I have to assume those were in Mysidia, because I think that's the only place I didn't check.
Yeah, I went straight down to Mysidia because I just wanted to pick up some warm bodies, plus I knew that that was an easy item shop to get to.
Sense.
Well, I think also, Smapety, we're all pretty glad that the race didn't come down to you getting bodied by the Kaipo lady in the Kaipo item shop.
Oh, I was so mad about that.
Oh no! That's tragic.
I was like, my movement going in was perfect. Like, okay, no Kaipo lady this time. And then I flubbed an input coming out of the shop. It was like, this is it. This is how the world ends.
Not fire nor ice, but by Kaipo Lady.
But by Kaipo lady.
Leggy, you also had a Tella to get you quickly out of the Antlion cave. Is that something that you are looking for when you're kind of going through your early game? Well, I guess it's kind of all early game, but when you're getting set up for the run, is that something that you're really hoping to see?
I mean, Tella helped what with the quick exit there, but other than, just being able to pop out of Antlion, he's alright. Like, unfortunately, the run ends the moment he starts actually being useful IMO.
Well, hey, one cast of exit, that's utility as far as I'm concerned.
I mean, that's like 45 seconds in the seat, and that's a lifetime.
Fair, but for the most part, when I'm going through this, I just want to get 5 warm bodies in my party, and hopefully be spamming various J items.
And as we saw, that works out, so solid strat.
Yay, strategies.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Leggy, do you got a preference for who you play next?
All I'm just going to say is I want to take out Velk. That's all.
Wow.
I think that says pretty much everything we needed to know, so yeah.
Wow.
Gauntlet dropped.
Wow.
So, Snape D, I have unilaterally decided that you are the winner of this match, and Leggy, I'm sorry.
Look,
Okay.
Listen,
I feel like I'm being used like a pawn here, but you know what? That's fine.
If you are at least a rook.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
we already have the Dark Knight, so
Yeah, I never liked that whole L movement thing. I'll pass me on that.
yeah, would it
All
might
right.
be more arcane because he can jump?
possibly.
So before Margaret Ann officially disqualifies Leggy from the tournament, any last thoughts? I think we're pretty close to getting ready for the next round, next race.
I'm honestly just happy to be here to showcase what is an incredible flag set, and good luck to everyone else.
Yeah, it's a huge thank you to all the Valks for inviting me on to participate in this. Congratulations on all the hard work they've been doing all week and the total raised. And thanks for everyone for coming out and support. My sister Caitlin's out there. I love you. And take care, everyone.
All right, well done, everyone. And with that, that's the end of race number 1. Race number 2 coming up in just a couple moments. Please stand by.
Margie, you want to... Hey! You know what? They can hear me. Whatever. So...
Yeah,
Hi,
I
Scala.
would like to, because I think I
Yeah.
know what you're about to ask me.
Yes, go do the
That
thing.
whole Valk telepathy thing.
Yes.
So we have some donations that came in just in time to potentially change the Cecil name. So we had $25 from a certain host, Margaret Ann, with no comments. And we had a $26 donation from Anonymous that says cheese, which put Cheddar at sorry,
At
loading.
$57.
at $57, thank you.
But...
And then we had a $60 donation from Antidale. It says just for you, PK, that puts Flurry at $60. Which means that Flurry is in the lead for Cecil's name.
and that is what we're calling the name for the next round. So if you want to change it for match 3, that's up to y'all. So that name, so Flurry has been locked in as the name. I've already given it to the runners. So we're going to just go over to the slightly more chill screen, and we'll be back in just a bit. You all stay tuned.
All right, everyone. It looks like we are back with our second match. So, everybody, thanks for the raid. Free Enterprise, we just want to shout y'all out. So, glad you're here. And I'm going to let our awesome commentator people tell you a little bit more about this.
All right, here we go with our next match. Couch 23 and PK 4787. Two awesome people in the free enterprise community, and we're about to get our second race underway. Hupven and Moonblaze Wolf, who do you got?
Well, we got Couch and PK. We have established this.
Don't make me pick. I love both of them. And also, they both have numbers in their names.
PK does have more numbers, though.
That's true. That could come into play.
Ooh, Rydia. Oh, I'm going to root for a Leviathan call.
And another Legend Sword that is so appropriate and so useless.
I mean, technically, it could get used in that last fight after Cecil turns into a Paladin.
That you are correct. And yes, that does mean that if we stumble across a Sylph or a Bahamut, any of the summons that Rydia could use, grab them, they're free. We might not get enough MP to actually use them, but they're there.
Hey, we can dream, right?
And we did find Soma drops last seed.
But we didn't use a single one of them.
No, because those Stardusts were really carrying their weight. And we find some hourglasses. Those might... it's tough to say if those will carry their weight.
Yeah, maybe with the Fabul Gauntlet or the Dark Imps or the Guards. I think there might be one other case. There aren't a lot of cases where that could help.
Yeah, so for the folks coming in from the raid, to kind of explain the gimmick of what we're doing here, we have a set of 6 objectives that loosely mirrors the Paladin % run of regular Final Fantasy IV. So we're doing the Mist Cave, the Waterfall, Mount Hobbs, the Fabul Defense, and we're ending up, when all is said and done, turning Cecil into a Paladin. That is the last objective that the group is going to do. We're going to verify that that is the last thing they do. And we also the shops are free, shops are wild, shops are whatever you want.
So I have a quick update on the Rydia watch here. PK found Bahamut's.
Ooh. PK also found Humans.
Yeah, Rydia's gotta get... and that's a reset. Oh, dear.
Rydia's gotta not get bodied as well.
Yeah, PK arguably... this is a kind of an interesting strategy. We'll have to ask about this later, but PK went straight for probably one of the hardest boss spots with really not a lot. He had vampires, so he did have a way, but then vampires don't work on the undead. We'll see if Couch fares any better, though, because Couch has also gone straight to Fabul here.
But he comes with 2 extra party members, so he will have a higher chance of defeating these G-Lunars. Let's see.
Not if they open up with that vampire.
Yeah, I don't think that works.
Yeah, we're gonna time to start again.
So those are a couple of spooky, scary skeletons. Wouldn't you both agree?
Yeah, properly spooked. Completely spooked away from Fabul and over to see a turtle.
Also, who is that character at the bottom of the screen? I don't recognize them.
Yeah, I mean it's been years. It's been 87 years. We've never seen him. It's Fusoya.
But it is not a free Fusoya. Yeah, he's got to learn. He's gonna learn some spells. But the important thing here is 10 levels for Rydia. I don't know if that's enough to reach that 60 magic point limit that's required for Bahamut, but it's going to be well on the way.
I think PK is our first runner to get an objective on the board here, as well, finishing up Mount Hobbs. So we got a ways to go, but I think our runners have kind of done some similar things here at the beginning of the seed, which I don't know if we would have predicted when things kicked off here.
Yeah, the main difference is Couch going and picking up that Eddie and that Yang. So, again, we might end up seeing a 5-party versus a 3-party and see how that pans out.
And this is a very fast Yang as an opponent in the waterfall.
Yeah, kind of as mentioned a little bit, or I alluded to in the first race, this spot has extremely high agility. So I think considering that we are fighting with vampires, we shouldn't have too much trouble, or PK shouldn't have too much trouble clearing this fight. But yeah, this could be a spot where we see some rude bosses over the course of the afternoon.
And of course, in the vanilla game, it's not as much of an issue that this spot is so fast because of how Octomam is scripted, but we shuffle around the bosses. We shuffle around those scripts as well. So you're not getting that gradual slowdown with any boss here.
Ooh, Valvalis is the boss at Antlion. Is Valvalis immune to magic in this spot?
Well, if Couch is fast enough, we're not going to find out.
Clearly.
Yeah, the trick there, the thing there for Couch is thankfully Valvalis did not get into tornado form. Once Valvalis gets into tornado form, all bets are off. But this time it didn't really matter.
And then we have Bahamut over at the Mist Dragon spot, so it's an easy win, but wow.
And both of our runners, Fusoyas, have exit, it looks like, so that's pretty nice there for Couch.
I do believe now that PK has a 1 objective advantage right now. He's got to go through Antlion, and I believe that's the last one. Yeah.
No, I think both of our runners still need to do Fagul, so I think that's where we're going to end up. But yeah. PK is ahead by 1, I believe.
Yep, I forgot about the Fagul and those that evil boss spot there.
Yeah, I mean, as easy as the runners in our first race made it look, there's a lot of things that can give our runners headaches and problems in this format, so I don't suspect that's going to be the only wipe we see today.
Yeah, we were talking earlier on about the rudest possible options that we could run into, but there are some that are still rude, not the worst, but bad enough to make you reconsider your plans.
Ooh, a tight call there, but got enough vampires off to dismiss Valvalis. PK's got 2 objectives remaining.
And I think after Couch gets this Bahamut down, they're going to be even and heading to Fagul.
So my thought is that our contestants go to the end and get enough MP for Bahamut, especially PK, who's already purchased Bahamut, I believe. Get enough magic, and those D-Lunars will not be long. There it is, Bahamut's been learned.
We see PK using the Bahamut here. One nice thing about this Fagul defense boss spot is you do get a free heal when you go into there, so... Yeah, Rydia should be ready to just mega nuke these 2 dragons once they pop back up. I think Couch may have already used the Bahamut, I'm not sure. I know he saw it in the item shop.
Well, we're about to see if that is the case. If so, then, hey, Couch had a little bit more of an advantage than we initially thought. We know both of these runners have seen that this is D-Lunar and realized the error of trying to cast Vampire.
And yeah, no, well, actually, hold on. We need to get around to Rydia's turn. I don't want to say for sure that Couch's Rydia doesn't know Bahamut, but he's opening up with some other spells here.
It does look like Rydia's not doing the Bahamut. That's the time you would do it. So that puts PK... Yep, solid advantage there.
Yeah, I think this is going to open up a pretty big lead for PK here.
So all that's left now are those 3 bosses at Mount Ordeals. And it's looking like at least a 30-second advantage for PK here. And it probably will be climbing.
Yeah, especially if Couch keeps having issues with those fire casts from the remaining D-Lunar.
Yeah, the way the D-Lunar script works is once we get to this phase of the fight, that is all they do. They spam this fire spell, and it's going to deal percentage-based damage. The one nice thing for Couch is Fu, who comes preloaded with endgame level stats and a lot of things, is dodging those fire cast, thankfully, and Couch is able to finish the fight because of that.
Our free character at the mountain is Sid. PK had room for Sid, so into the party he goes. And now we're gonna figure out whose bums are we gonna kick tonight. Well, kind of.
It works.
Mm-hmm. This could be a lot of bums.
So many bums.
See it? Are we gonna see it?
No, it's a single.
Still got a chance for the back attack gauntlet, though.
Yeah, that's true. Well, we've got. I mean, if this doesn't work out, we still have 5 more chances.
My preference would be at the shrine, personally.
Ooh, yeah, that's fun.
If I was running, that would definitely have me sweating that whole time I was fighting the Fagul gauntlet.
And that is one of the nice spots to see it in a longer flag set where you're actually concerned about your XP, because that is a fight that normally doesn't give you XP.
Officers and soldiers on the back attack spot.
Yep, a pretty free fight. You just have to chisel down the soldiers and then the officer will flee.
Or you can stop them. Either way.
Yeah, that's also an option. Or you could summon the Lord of all Dragons and have him take care of it.
Yeah, that hurt.
Yeah.
And I was wondering what the hesitation was there, but down goes the guards into the deep abyss. And PK is one boss ahead, and
Yeah, we'll go through a little bit of cutscene and find out who our final boss for this match will be. Hey, we get Forged Excalibur now.
yay! Yeah, Couch also stopping the officers and soldiers. Our final boss is Wyvern!
Oh boy!
Wyvern time! Oh, but I think gonna be darn.
Too
Sad
bad.
faces.
We'll never know.
Well, we still have one chance.
Yeah,
That's
PK is
true.
gonna get the rest of these cutscenes. We'll get the dot done in a moment. Might be fast enough that Couch could show us which burn it was.
I mean, I was really kind of hoping it was going to be rude because PK didn't safety save or anything there, which I totally understand, but it would have been that would have been pretty amazing to see.
Mm-hmm.
And we have a tournament record. PK is going to win race number 2 in an official time of 13 minutes, 58 seconds.
GG.
Just as Couch is ready to take on the Wyvern.
And can I throw out there real quick? We just topped $16,000 for Take This.
Yay.
Yay!
That's awesome. There's still so much more that y'all can donate for, too.
Yes. But I'm going to hold off from reading those until everybody's done with this round.
Aw, Couch, we wanted to see what it was.
Couch disqualified.
PK, show us Twin Harp. Couch, go show us Witchburn.
Exactly.
Let's give it a moment to see if we can get them both in here, so we can yell at them for not giving us what we demand.
Reset.
Yep, new race.
No, very nicely done by both runners, and I'm sure we'll get them in here for an interview in just a minute or two.
Couch finishes 15-16. Once again, another excellent race. And we still have 5 more races to go.
We do.
Hey, Couch, how you doing? Good game.
All right. Thank you.
So the biggest unanswered question is how much did Cheddar distract you in that race?
Surprisingly, not much. She's over here sleeping on the floor.
Aw.
Well, I think the biggest thing that happened in that race, and I don't know, I'm pretty sure you saw this in the Football item shop, but towards the end there, because you and PK did a very similar routing, and by that I mean you both wiped to the D-Lunars early on. But when PK finally got back there, had the Bahamut summon learned on that Rydia, and that really made a big difference.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want just vampires going in against 2 undead dragons.
It turns out.
No, I hear you on that one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you both knocked out that wyvern so fast, and you're like, what's it gonna be? What's it gonna...
Oh, I was going to do that, but I have to redo our deals. I mean, I can do it during this talking.
Also, I want to throw out there that Athletic from Mario World is one of my favorite themes ever. So,
Yeah, that's a really good one.
Yeah, we got
been coming up with a lot of good tunes so far.
So we got to see a couple of pretty scary bosses there in the Velvalis and the Wyvern, but both of you were able to dispatch them before they became problems. I have a question. Why did you do that?
I don't know. Because I'm racing PK, I guess. That's the only reason.
I was really grateful to get that food to have in the center because that made me feel way better about facing Nephalvalis.
No, I didn't move anybody. Just wherever they showed up is where they stayed.
Center food gets you just a lot of turns.
Yeah, I mean that's fair. I just didn't move anybody.
I didn't find grimoires though. I did get an angry Bahamut, but it's more fun when it's a grimoire roll.
I thought about buying one, but I figured vampires would be enough. And then I ran into D-Lunars and was like, well, whoops.
Yeah. I had to reset out of that and come back. It was also a nice place to get a heal, so I had a Bahamut cast at least available. Because the funny thing about these seeds is unless you find like ethers, you're not going to get enough MP to actually cast any of these summons that you buy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we saw Soma drops last seat, but we didn't see them in any of the shops that y'all hit up this time. So, couldn't even go that route.
Soma drop percent? Soma seeds?
The world's your oyster when you have 999 MP.
All right,
Even on
Whisper,
Kane.
The arcane has 10 MP.
Yeah.
get your dono incentives in for Witchburn. Real quick, here it comes.
My vote will be Fire 1.
Big Bang would be pretty hilarious.
Cure 4.
Is Big Bang a thing? For
It
one?
is.
Wow.
Hug.
Yeah.
Hug. Hug.
Hug.
Oh, yeah,
Hug is a good
Hug.
one.
Hug. Hug.
Ooh.
That's amazing. Perfect. That was cherry on top of the ice cream sundae. That was the seed.
It would have been faster than actually killing Wyvern on my own, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. That sums it up.
Wow. You could have won for free.
Right?
Also, GG's to whoever donated to make me name Flurry. Oh, it was Auntie.
It was Antidale.
Very sus on Auntie.
Yeah, I know.
A very entertaining race, that's for sure. But we still have 5 more. So, any final comments from our contestants, Couch and PK here?
Cheddar is sleeping, but she says meow. So,
Aww.
The best.
GG's Couch.
Yeah,
you know,
GG's.
better luck next year.
good luck on your next one.
Thanks. And I guess I'll get a chance to thank everybody. At least I have one more match, so thanks everyone.
Yeah, and thanks again to the Valks for putting everything on. This has been a fantastic week.
Thank you for coming to run this. Okay, so while we're on this lovely bracket screen, I have some donations to read. We had $100 from Maggie the Cat, who says, "We need more rando fun, so this should unlock the Worlds Collide race later," which in fact it does. So Natara, I'm coming for you. Good times. And yes, yay randos. We have $300 from Invenerable. Shoutouts to all of you who brought me so many hours of fun and friendship over the last 2.5 years. Donation goes towards Rydia ending route in No 64. I love Rosa, but I want to see Rivers work the Rydia route in action some more. Thank you so much, Inven. And we have, let's see, several other donations, and this is going to go towards the naming bid war. We have $5 from Kinda Nerdy Housewife, who says, "This is for that time that Cheddar the Cat destroyed my free enterprise commentary. To infinity and beyond!" We have $5 from Gambit17, who says, "Sorry, Couch, that we couldn't get this for your race, but Cheddar needs to be in this race somehow." And then we have $13 from Maggie the Cat, who says, "Just making sure Cheddar gets an appearance. Cheddar emote." So, all of those donations for Cheddar have put it firmly in the lead for our next race. So the next round will be Cheddar. If you want to have Cecil name something other than Cheddar for our 4th match, then now would be the time to start donating. I also want to say that all of our money will go to Take This, which is a wonderful charity that provides education on mental illness so that friends, family members, and coworkers can be better allies to those who are suffering. So all of the subs we've gotten, all of our money from bits, and all of the money that all of you have so generously donated, that's more than $16,000, is going to help them do more of their amazing work. And we're just so grateful to have raised that much so far. All right, we are back, and we have our very next match set up. We are going to have Poidrak versus Natara. So, take it away, Commentary Couch.
All right, this is going to be another fun race here. We have Poidrak, a very prominent member of the free enterprise community, going against Natara, who has a lot of titles. She's an RPG Valkyrie, she's an Edge Case Collective Exception, and she is a former free enterprise administrator. Wow. Who do we predict for this race?
You know, I don't think I can see the future well enough to make a meaningful prediction here. We do have two very skilled, very experienced runners, and these seeds have just been wild, bizarre. So,
Natara is also going to be running vanilla Final Fantasy IV a little bit later on this afternoon, so maybe Natara will be looking at this as a warm-up, or maybe wants to, won't be unhappy to be able to have a little more time to practice the vanilla run. We'll see. It's just going to be fun. Hey, it's a quack kid.
yay! And a not legend sword for once.
Yeah. Now I guess the question is, could they go see what that pink tail is converts to?
Well, you're gonna need a hook first, and we have not had very many opportunities to get key items over the course of these seeds, so maybe spend more energy trying to get other characters. Maybe are we even gonna get enough levels for Quack Kid to quack?
Probably not. We might see enough for Virus, depending on the way... If Palom can survive all of the fights, that might be possible. But probably not Quack without some extra fights or a Fabul Gauntlet in a bizarre spot. But yeah, I'm curious to see if these two do any different routing, especially after, I would assume, watching a couple of races already here.
Well, they're starting off immediately different. Poidrak going into the Baron's shop, Natara heading over to Mysidia, finding a Fu and a Porum.
I like both of these characters for Natara's party. Fu is obviously going to give you a lot of utility and a lot of hit points. Natara can also do the twin ability now if she wants,
Yes.
which for early in the free enterprise experience is usually very, very powerful.
Poidrak straight away going to the Mist Cave, one of the 6 objectives you got to do, and going to be throwing down some Boreases, and I believe we're going to have a defeated Mylon here in about 3 seconds.
Yep, we have now heard about Mylon's body, and we can carry on.
And I love this play by Natara, just going right to that Fabul defense again as well. So might see a little bit of reverse boss order here from Natara.
Ooh, elixirs.
Yeah, very powerful healing item in this setup. And they're free, so take them.
Another little fun fact here as Natara pops into the weapon/armor shop here in Fabul. That is the only one that has both weapons and armor in one spot. So if you're looking just to kind of maybe pick up something good and you don't quite know what you want, that's a pretty good one to check right off the bat.
This will mark the first one of our runners throughout this entire tournament who's actually dealt with gear at all. Everyone else has just kind of gone to item shops and said, nah, starting gear is good enough.
I mean, who wants to menu anyway?
It's the CPU!
Yep, it's 3 orbs in a trench coat.
But Poidrak resets. Interesting.
This is a pretty awkward fight without either a better weapon or some of those Stardust items that we saw earlier, so makes a lot of sense, in my opinion, to see Poidrak saying no to that for now. Might be able to find a better way through later. We'll see how Natara handles this. I kind of like Natara's going for it here a little bit.
Yeah, unfortunately, he rolls Flare off of that twin, and Flare is a reflectable spell. And CPU's first and only job is to cast Wall on itself. Unless You destroy the other orbs, and then it does Globe 199, and Natara is having none of it.
Meanwhile, the Yang folds over on Mount Hobbs' side, and I believe that is a 2-0 objective advantage now for Poydrak.
Natara is going to go ahead and take care of that Mist Cave, maybe regroup here a little bit. I still like Natara's party better than Poydrak's, but that CPU is a pretty rude boss to be able to get through for kind of the same reasons we saw our runners have trouble, or we saw Smapety have trouble with Baigen in an earlier race.
And particularly with the kind of strategies that folks are employing in this tournament, event, match, however you want to describe it, you don't want to do AoE on CPU. You want to focus fire on the big orb, and then worry about the attacker orb.
All right, Natara gets the victory against Mylon, so that'll regain confidence for them. How about Baigen in the Atmine spot?
The Revenge of the Baigen. Slower this time, but still has that wall to deal with.
But Poydrak has lip bolts, so goes right through that wall. Oh, Valvalis at the waterfall spot.
Oh, you are not outspeeding that Valvalis at all.
And perfect magic defense, so we are not getting through with spells. This is going to be another pretty big roadblock for Natara.
Oh no, we might actually see a 20-minute seed, depending on how we get through that.
Well, this is definitely a viewer's fantasy right now. Is harder seed, and it's right here.
Yeah, this is absolute rudeness. I think our runners are going to need to find some sort of weapon. Do have Artemis arrows. That's a good start. Probably going to need a decent bow to go along with that. Maybe Bacchus wines as well in order to get through that Valvalis at the waterfall spot.
Yep, Poydrak is about to find out that news and going to have to start thinking about his strategy.
Or just reset out of it, because Poydrak's really smart and knows that he can't do that right now.
Yeah, there are so many documents, so many guides around all of the boss shuffling, because that is kind of a core element of Free Enterprise and what it provides. And so if you study that kind of stuff, you know immediately, like, okay, Valvalis at these spots, not happening.
So Poydrak goes to the beginning of the waterfall and picks up Rosa.
You know, we might actually have an arrangement of bosses where you want a dedicated white mage.
I was about ready to say defense sword, but Cecil is not a paladin right now.
Like we were saying at the top of the event, Dark Knight Cecil, very little that he could equip. So he's kind of a non-starter throughout this entire event. That's one of the things you have to work around, is if you do need physical damage, where's it coming from? Because it's probably not coming from him.
Natara slowly going through Baigen right now.
Poydrak's thinking.
It's like Poydrak heard that interview earlier and is like, right, Fu in the middle spot, that's some speed. Is it Val speed? It's not Val speed.
No. Also a lot of hit points, if I recall, yes?
A fair amount for this stage in the game, yeah.
And Lip Bolt is no good.
Yeah, if that doesn't work, nothing's gonna work. So we're gonna need a weapon of some sort. One nice thing, I don't know, Poidrak didn't check that shop in Fabul. Natara knows that there's Artemis arrows there, so that could come into play. But I suspect Poidrak is just gonna start digging through some weapon shops here to try to find something. The problem is Poidrak doesn't really have a character that can use a good weapon at this point. I guess samurai arrows and an archer bow might be good enough to get some damage through, but that is going to be really slow.
No, there's the Bacchus wines.
Yeah. Yeah, we take those.
That's pretty important as well because Berserk increases the required stats to get through that enemy physical defense as well for Valvalis, so that will be a good pickup for Poidrak for sure.
Natara now has 2 Fusuyas.
As does Poidrak, having gone to Mysidia now. Assuming he takes the Fu.
So interestingly, I think our runners are even now, if I'm counting correctly. I think they both just have to figure out how to get through this Valvalis, as well as that CPU at Fabul.
And honestly, I think the CPU is not going to be much of a problem now that we've seen enough equipment to just some steady archery. That's all we really need to do.
Quick question. If they start throwing carrots, will that make it a Fu fight?
I'm afraid I have to leave now.
I am speechless.
Love y'all!
99 Artemis arrows. What else can we get?
Well, I don't think we can get anything else there that's terribly useful. These karate robes, I mean, they help. They're certainly better than base leather gear, but
The problem is Natara doesn't have a bow right now.
Would a dancing dagger help?
It helps in that it's a single target magic, and I think gets around CPU's wall, so it helps on that front, but not necessarily with Valvalis. If magic isn't hitting, magic isn't hitting.
Yep, that's correct.
But Poidrak has managed to start doing some physical damage. We saw his cheddar slashing here and there, and Palom be punching.
And Moon
Got
Veil.
those moon veils as well.
Natara gets to the easy part.
Rose's aim command will also be very useful here for Poidrak as far as being able to pierce this Valvalis.
Yeah, the whole reason Valvalis becomes so hard to hit is having an evade stat. Bosses, generally their evade is non-existent or not relevant, but Valvalis in that tornado form, very high evade. Rosa's aim attack, though, boosts her accuracy, so it kind of helps to offset that just a little bit.
Yeah, and I'm seeing Bacchus wines coming out for the foos, so along with some pretty decent arrows here. So yeah, I think Poidrak's got it here.
Yep,
Yeah,
looks like Poidrak is going to be okay here. Has the moon veils, has the foos plinking. So Natara is also going to get through the CPU fight though, so they are going to have to crisscross, and we'll see what happens.
I still think Poidrak has the advantage because he's got the bows.
Yeah, I gotta agree. I think that's definitely still something Natara is gonna have to figure out for that Velvalis fight. Poidrax Foos just got Ice 3, by the way. I caught that in the quick pop-up there. We might want to explain how Fusoya works in this format. Hupfen, do you want to take a stab at that one?
Certainly. So we see, well, if you played Final Fantasy IV Vanilla, you know, Fusoya joins the party super late in the game, comes in at level 50 with 1,900 HP. That's quite a lot, especially early on. So instead, because that's just too powerful, we lower his HP to a more reasonable level, and we also cut down his spell list, because normally when he shows up, he knows everything. So instead he only knows a small subset of those spells, and they're early ones at that. Every time you defeat a boss, though, he will gain 100 HP and get back 3 of those spells at random. So you can end up learning Ice 3 before you learn Ice 1. That sort of thing happens quite a bit. And you can end up learning Nuke or White relatively early in the game, but not immediately out of the gate. So in longer flag sets, you want to be looking for boss fights so you can get more of those in. Here, it's just, if we get lucky and we get a powerful spell early, then hooray.
Natara now getting the bad news that that Dancing Dagger nor Ice 3 is going to work here.
I do think Natara is going to be able to chip through this. It's just going to be very, very, well, it might be a little, that Fusoya did over 200 damage. It's going to be swinging away a little bit more than we saw from Poidrak, but I don't see any reason why Natara can't do this here.
Yeah, for an offensive strategy that is old men with magic sticks, it's working pretty well.
Yeah, but I'm afraid that Natara is going to be behind because Poidrak just finished that CPU fight and will be heading directly to Mount Ordeals. Well, we all know that the Valk's Evil emote is associated with Natara, and Natara got an evil seed.
Yep. Of course, there's still 2 fights of importance left, and potentially a 3rd. So the seed could evil right back at them, as though it hadn't already.
Yeah, I would say nothing is over at this point, but as we see Poidrak check his objective list for Go Mode and start heading up the mountain, definitely has a pretty sizable lead here.
Natara is still working on Vivalis. Here's the first boss, Dr. Luge. We got a 2-part fight to start it off.
Dr. Dialogue.
Yes, the Professor of Pontification. And a big robot. And also in his second phase, he is technically a robot.
He got his PhD in luggage.
You know, I'm sure there is someone out there who has a PhD and their doctorate thesis had something to do with luggage, and to them I salute them.
Poidrak. I was just gonna say that Poidrak did not let Dr. Luge get a word in edgewise.
There's no edge in the seed.
Not with that attitude.
Exactly.
Yeah, we got Dark Knight as part 2 as Natara finished off Vivalis, but they're at least 2 minutes behind.
Yeah, and this Dark Knight is a free fight. Just survive 3 swings and his little spiel, and you're off to the next fight.
Natara really did. Both of our runners had to really problem solve a couple of really tricky fights early on in this seed, though. So this was absolutely a rude seed, as we were saying when we kind of saw those things unfolding earlier on.
Oh, absolutely. We were saying at the top of this that these flag sets tend to be somewhere in the 10 to 20 minute range most of the time. We are seeing this one is going to roll slightly over 20, and that is the rude side of how these fights can go. 10 minutes being kind of a breeze, all the fights are free, just waltz right through.
And we haven't seen one of those yet. In all 3 of our races so far, we have seen at least one runner take a wipe to something.
And look what Natara is doing. She is going to underflow Fusoya's MP, I think. Yep, there it is.
Hey, we have those glitches on. Go ahead and use them.
Odin is the boss. This is, goodbye.
I hear he's weak to lightning.
A little, it turns out. Just a little.
I didn't hear anything.
You didn't hear the crack boom of lightning?
No.
No.
All right, we've got a winner for match number 3. It's Poydrak. Great race and a very challenging seed. And we'll get the final time in just a second here. It's going to be 20 minutes and some number of seconds.
20 minutes, 27. Yep.
There we go. Congratulations, Poydrak. You are moving on, and you took down an RPG Valkyrie.
How dare. In their own marathon.
Rude. What's your...
Poydrak with the heel turn. So we do have our first semifinal as well now. We're going to have Poydrak and PK as our first semifinal match. And then earlier on, Leggy Starscream also advanced. So she will be playing the winner of Ground Flyer and Silverfire, I believe.
Yep, and I do believe that one will be our next race once this one wraps up. Which is going to be pretty soon because, again, this Dark Knight Cecil fight was free. Odin is free. Just got to go through the motions.
Gotta love the cheering Fusoya.
He's just so excited to be here twice.
They let me out! Just for a day. For those who don't know, we have our Free Enterprise League going on right now, and the Fusoya is the band man, so we haven't seen him in, since, like, August now.
Could almost say he's back from outer space.
You could say that. There is Natara getting the official Paladin transformation. And there's Odin. Hi, Odin.
And going with Lit 3 here.
Yeah, just a quick note for anybody who's waiting on that Twin Harp song. We're going to have Natara go play it after she finishes.
So Natara just broke the record, the tournament record for damage that will never be broken at 99.99.
You love to see it.
Yeah, always feels good to cast a quick quad 9 on anything.
Well, if you beat those 2 bosses, you could have gotten Edge. That would have helped with the Volvalis fight quite a bit, but yeah, that would have taken a lot of time. And as the car wraps things up, final time, I believe it's 23:57, so good race by our runners, and they are now with us at the booth.
You can't prove it.
I can. I see your name.
Oh,
They can't,
darn.
though.
You got me.
So Natara, you are the mistress of evil.
Am I?
You know the evil Valkyrie, so to
Look,
speak.
Game Boy is saying it, not me.
That's the spirit.
Yeah.
We love you. We love you, Natara. That's only Game Boy's comment.
I am
Please-
the Valkyrie.
please don't punish us.
Evil. It's true though.
But yeah, Valvalis.
Oh
Yeah.
That was so rude. We were talking in the Discord before we got our seed, and we were talking about rude bosses to get, and I brought up Val because I had Val in a practice seed, and it was rude.
Yeah,
Well,
CPU in that particular spot isn't
Right?
exactly nice either.
That was also rude.
Yeah, when you're doing a setup that really, using J items that just do AoE, that's a huge advantage. That's a huge strategy, and then you get CPU, which
And you're
just
like, wow, you ruined everything. Thank
Yeah.
you for nothing, CPU. Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, I should have really went in and bonked Val to death with the Lunar Stars, but I don't trust Fu with a Lunar Staff in particular. Better a bow and arrow just to ensure some hits.
I couldn't even find any bows.
I had to go over to Troya to pick them up.
I did an item hunt, so
Yeah.
that was probably my
Yeah.
my downfall.
Yeah, they also had Bacchus wines in there, so that made it a little bit
Oh,
easier.
those would've been
Heal
so good.
potions.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, Poydrak definitely hit pay dirt with the shopping trip, and Natara, you found the Artemis arrows, but no bow to go with them, so it just didn't
Yep.
really work out.
Yeah, exactly.
Where was the Artemis bow?
I don't know where the Artemis bow, but the Artemis arrows were in Fabul.
Yeah, I didn't check that shop.
Yeah, I checked that shop like twice.
We did say though, Natara, we pointed out that you're gonna win the award for most damage dealt today with the quad 9s to Odin. So you
That's right,
do
it
have that as some small consolation.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that
Oh.
lit 3. Mwah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that would do it.
Yeah, and I had two foos, so there was a second one coming right behind it, but of course, Odin didn't last that long.
Overkill is the best kill.
Oh, exactly. But yeah, that was super, super fun, and congratulations, Poydrak.
It was great racing you again, Natara. It's been quite a while.
Yeah, it totally has been. And I was looking at the times, and I was like, oh my gosh, we're already into 20 minutes. There's no way I'm winning. But I saw you were also 20 minutes, so I was like, yep,
Yeah.
it was a rude seed.
Yeah, I didn't have a timer up, and I knew as soon as I saw Val, this is going to 19, 20 minutes.
Oh, absolutely. And CPU, you're like,
Yeah.
wow.
I had to appreciate Natara doing the MP underflow glitch, though.
Because I didn't think anyone else had seen it, so I was like, you know what? I have 2 foos, and I need some curing anyway, so let's MP underflow with one of them. And I didn't really need it, but you know.
Well, you were just practicing for your run later on this afternoon.
Yeah, absolutely. I definitely won't need it there. What are you talking about? Gotta go!
So Poydrak, you get to face off against PK now in our first confirmed semifinal. What do you think about that?
In the words of the Great and Venerable, I'm scared. PK is a great runner. We had a few practice races the other day, and we were pretty much even throughout that. So this is going to be a toss-up, and it really depends on who finds what they want first.
Well, Poydrak, what do you want? We've this seed was actually pretty barren in terms of we didn't see a ton of the really good attack items. I guess we saw vampires, but those weren't going to be helpful against those 2 rude bosses.
I would like grimoires in Baron along with Cure 2s, and then me and PK just have a grimoire race.
Okay, that sounds pretty cool. I'm down for that.
I just like the idea of a grimoire race.
Yeah, leave it all down to RNG. Whoever gets the best wins.
Yes. No, you're good. That's
You're
right.
all good,
I went there. Whoa, Margie!
right? I said it.
Yeah. Soon you'll be talking about hand holding, and you know how we feel about that.
I wouldn't dare talk about hand holding on this stream. Just throwing that out there.
Yeah, that's fair. Oh, I can bring the stream back up. That's exciting.
Yay!
Now you get to be the spectator you always wanted to be.
Yay! Now I get to practice for my next run, which is definitely not coming next.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say now you get to practice for the Worlds Collide run, but we're not going to do that.
We're not going to practice for that. And what, did the incentive get met?
It did!
Yay!
So fight me, Natara!
Okay!
Yay!
Yeah, okay. Final thoughts here? Race number 4.
So that was great, and I can't wait for watching the rest. Good luck to the rest of the racers, and thanks for everyone for helping out with this and anything and everything you have done with our event. This has all been super successful because of you lovelies, and there's still goals and bid wars, everyone. Don't forget, there's still more fun things.
Mm-hmm.
And, well, you might hear from me later, you might not. Whatever happens, see you all soon.
Yeah, and I'll definitely be back, just not for this. Okay, bye!
Bye!
Bye.
All right, we had some donations come in during that last round. We have $100 from Tavon with no comment. Thank you for that. We have $5 from Dathis, who says, let's get this towards the most vanilla, not vanilla name we can have, which goes towards naming Cecil. Cecil? S-E-S-C-I-L, which is currently at $5. And we had $256 from Conkers, who says, only getting a chance to check out a little of this fabulousness because of my family's spoopy time. Good luck to all the runners. Here's a power of 2 for each of them, which goes towards naming Sid Cox in the next match race. Final Fantasy IV! But we're not going to use that today, so the name for round 4 is still Cheddar. We still have time for round 5 if you'd like to change that name, though. So get those donations in. Yes, for Silling Grounds race, though, there is no more. It is Cheddar. Yay, Cheddar!
I said a long, long time ago, in a galaxy far away. Gather around, my little comets. I'm gonna tell you about the universe. There's nebulas, black holes, supernovas. So, you better hop on the Enterprise. You better hop on the Enterprise. I said you better hop on the Enterprise. Cowboy Bebop, space standing up in his mother father. Shake it to the left, barrel roll to the right. Bring it up above, we gon' boogie all night. Shake it to the left, barrel roll to the right. Barrel roll to the right. Bring it up above, we gon' bring it up above. We gon' boogie all night. Gon' boogie all night. Shake it to the left, barrel roll to the right. Barrel roll to the right. Bring it up above, we gon' boogie all night. Boogie all night. Shake it to the left, barrel roll to the right. Bring it up above. How you gonna be a space cadet? Get your asteroid supernova. How you gonna be a space cadet? Get your asteroid supernova. How you gonna be a space cadet? Get your asteroid supernova. Just who the hell do you think? So are you gonna be a space cadet? Or get your asteroid supernova? And that's why I think I'd be a perfect candidate for Star Labs.
right, everybody, we are back with round 4 of the Enterprising Paladin Percent Final Fantasy IV Free Enterprise Race Tournament thing. We have Silverfire and Groundflyer in this round, and we have our wonderful commentators back to tell you more.
All right, here we go. Ground Flyer, yet another wonderful person in the free enterprise community. And we have Silverfire, they're an RPG Valkyrie. And if you want to see RPG Valkyrie versus Edge Case Collective, you're going to need to root for Sil. But at the same time, we should root for Ground Flyer because they're both going to be, both of our runners are going to be great. So, looking forward to it. Competition has begun again.
Hey, there's a ninja. I was waiting for that.
Yay! And a twin harp. We're not going to do the twin harp.
And vanilla Baigan.
Oh yeah. So we're not going to have to fight Baigan either. With this flag set, that's a nice little piece of information. You get to see who the boss is at the at Baron Castle and know, well, not going to have to deal with that.
Still rooting for the Fabul Gauntlet. We haven't seen it yet this tournament. I'm disappointed.
That is true. That is true. Yeah, starting off with an edge, the moment you find those good J items to do your magic damage, you are set. Edge will do all the physical damage you need for pretty much the entire overworld.
At this point, I'd be rooting for 99 Excaliburs.
Yeah, that is an interesting thing to point out is we do have access to the dart attack now, which darting good things like those Murasames, like those light swords, that is going to do a ton of damage to most everything that we come across here.
Yep. Hey, Ground Flyer is stuffing that ninja full of apple. Sure. Edge is not dying to... Edge is dying to nothing.
Yeah, I think this is a great decision.
We just saw a really long seed. I have a feeling we might be in for a pretty short one here.
Well, not if Dr. DeLuca has anything to say about it, but he's not going to have time to say anything about it.
We can hope he doesn't have anything to say here.
And now part 2 of the exam.
Ground Flyer passes with flying colors.
Meanwhile, Sil's going to check out the Fabul spot with a lot of swords to throw. The winner is Octoman.
Octoman's got plenty of arms to receive those swords. Only needs one, though.
All the more arms to hug you with.
Yay! Crystal Sword can... I don't think Crystal Sword can be thrown, correct?
Crystal Sword cannot be thrown. It is Paladin Cecil's ultimate weapon. It is the best sword by far, and you're not throwing it away no matter how hard you try.
I mean, I think the rule is if you come across crystal swords in a shop and they cost 0 GP, you're like legally obligated as a FF4 FE player to get 99 of them.
Oh, absolutely. They're just not going to do Ground Flyer any good. So meanwhile, immediately over to Mount Hobbs, they're going to take out that objective. Ground Flyer dips to the Antlion Cave.
Lydia's
we found your Antlion.
I think we're about to find a Antlion no longer participating in this seed.
There's a Bahamut at the base of the nest. Just throw something sharp in its general direction. Sharper than that, though.
Uh-oh, 5. Bahamut's gone.
I don't think we're gonna see a Bahamut getting to 0 today, unfortunately.
Maybe we would see it at the waterfall spot, but this waterfall spot is, I would say, slightly challenging, but for the fact that there are light swords available.
So this is a boss where Groundflyer might be happy to have those mute daggers that we just saw.
That is true. Mute daggers are strong against mage-type enemies, and you don't really get more mage-type than the Magus Sisters. You do have to be mindful about your order, because otherwise those sisters are just going to keep coming back. This is why you focus fire on Cindy first in most cases.
Looks like Groundflyer found some vampires to go along with the dartables from Edge, so that could speed things up a little bit for him now. So do we have Syl up by 1 here?
I believe so.
Yes, I think that's correct.
But Syl and Groundflyer are just swapping spots.
It's like musical checks.
I know you mean checks as in CHECKS, but I'm imagining checks like the cereal. And it's just like you pour it in a bowl and it plays a little tune.
But then I couldn't eat musical checks if they were singing and dancing, and I like Chex Mix.
This is valid.
Ooh, Rydia goes down. Mindy also goes down. But Syl's already knocked out Bahamut. So I would say that they are clearly in the lead right now.
I do think Ground is going to close this gap a little bit. Also, Syl tried to warp out of the Antlion Cave, and I think this is one of those locations where it doesn't do what you think it might be doing.
Yeah, warp is an awkward spell that deals with entrance and exit doors and all of that stuff, and occasionally that can be a bit non-intuitive. And that also plays very interesting with the press B to jump flag that Free Enterprise offers is a little bit of a gag. You can find yourself in amusing situations trying to warp out and jumping things.
Alright, so we got Syl Jake taking care of the good doctor here, and Groundflyer coming to defend Fabul. So I would say our runners are pretty close at this point.
I think this is the last one before ordeals for both of them, if memory serves.
Yeah, I think Ground made up some time on that Magus Sisters fight. I think his fight was a lot cleaner than Syl's was, or maybe it was just the mute daggers and the respawns and the timing of all of it. Groundflyer's definitely putting in a lot of work with these vampires as well, which I don't think is something Syl has acquired.
Now, they have gone straight, just throw swords, which, I mean, that's a strategy.
Syl is in go mode, though, and is using that white chocobo in the forest down there. Very, very smart play by Syl, showing the knowledge of the game there.
I totally agree. In case there are multiple monsters coming up here at the top of Mount Ordeals.
Well, Edward is not a monster. Edward is a friend, but we don't have a spoon, so he's just going to kind of chill.
And we'll have to see who our friends are up here on top of the mountain. And Ground Flyer does his check, so he's in go mode. So Syl is one climb ahead of Ground. Ooh, and there's an Asura. That's another monster that I think Syl can dart stuff at. Should be pretty smooth, but Ground has those meat daggers again.
Yeah, as we're seeing, a single dart is not strong enough to completely knock her out.
Oh no, there's even more!
The plot thickens just a little bit.
Syl is fine here. This is fine. Got that Asura down, but again, a little bit. If Ground Flyer can have this fight go just a little bit cleaner, could be another opportunity for him to close that gap a little bit.
Ground Flyer's going with a kamikaze approach on Asura, which does knock her out in one go, but also without that.
Does Ground Flyer have any life potions?
It is a mystery.
Doesn't seem like it.
Oh, Silverfire does have a full stack, so they were available. I don't know if Ground Flyer went to the same shop to pick them up. But Silverfire does so much damage that the big orb is this one. Not even. So this will be a pretty fast CPU once this last node is dealt with.
Yeah, and unfortunately, Ground does not have those life potions. And yeah, we're seeing if you're depending on vampires, this is the problem you run into. Because you're relying on that RNG, and now Ground's in trouble.
Yeah, that is dangerous. Does at least know that that he's far enough in the CPU script that the wall had fallen, so it could cast some direct vampires. But this is the Rydia ship at this point.
Meanwhile, we have our final fight.
That's a Sparkle. It's an Oro.
Oh. Bye-bye.
It was an Ogopogo.
Yep.
Yes.
Commonly, we refer to that as the Nope Rope because of the very high damage potential that it can do. But in this case, nope. Yeah, as Chad says, nope, comma rope.
Congratulations to Silverfire. They are going to win this race with a final time of 13:05. That's a tournament record.
GG's to Syl, that putting that edge to really good use there with all those darts. And Ground Flyer had some really cool strategies. Just ran into the CPU, and that was not what he needed to see there.
Yeah, that was not. Ultimately, that strat on Asura was fascinating and it worked, but it put him in the rough position here. Whereas throwing some mute daggers probably would have gotten through just as fine and left your edge standing. Hey, this is a fast flag set, so you're going to be making quick decisions and making quick plays, and you take what seems like the right idea at the right time.
Very importantly, though, we just gotta shout this out. So we are gonna have, as one of our semifinals, a Valks versus Edge Case Throwdown.
That'll be exciting.
Yeah, we'll definitely be hyping that up for sure. And we'll get Silverfire in here for an interview soon. And Groundflyer, I'm sure, is going to just finish up this seed cleanly here now that he knows what's coming.
Where did those Excaliburs come from?
They were in Fabul. I saw them after Sol, I believe, was headed to Mount Ordeals.
Oh.
Which, for those curious, the Excalibur, aside from the spoon, is the most powerful thing that Edge can dart. Oh no. the cursed dialogue option. Oh, and now we got the Twin Harp song. All right.
Mm-hmm. Yay, Dragon Quest. All right, here's Groundflyer's final boss, and there goes Ogopogo.
That will round out this match. Once Groundflyer gets through the array of cutscenes and actually gets the confirmation.
So I think we've really seen a little bit of everything in these first 4 quarterfinals. Wouldn't you both agree?
Oh, so now that we had an Edge start, so we actually got to see some physical damage approaches, we were seeing quite a bit of those J items, those magic items, carrying the teams. But there's more than one way to play through this.
Hello, hello.
Hello. We do have a Silverfire in the chat, and we have a Groundflyer as well.
Hello, hello. GG, Silver.
I found the kitchen sink.
Yeah, GG's to both of you. That was a display of what Edge can do in this format, which we hadn't seen any edges to this point, so that was pretty exciting. It was actually a little closer than I think, or it could have potentially been a little closer than maybe the final times appeared. And I don't know if you got a chance to talk about it a little bit, but you were both in the CPU fight at the same time originally.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, what it came down to was Groundflyer doing a kamikaze approach to Asura, which not a bad strategy, just when CPU is up next, it kind of backfires.
What happened is I got gold apples, and so I appled up my Edge, and then I got there, I'm like, I don't really feel like fighting Ashura, so I'm just gonna kamikaze. And then I went back and saved, and I didn't save, I just ran through. That was the problem. I didn't use apple on other characters. If I had done that, then I could have kamikazed the CPU and been fine, but instead everyone else was low HP, and I had vampires, so I was trying to like reflect vampire the CPU. It was a mess. So then I had to yeah, and I had X-Cals to throw. I should have just thrown X-Cals the whole time. And
I found lightsabers in the city. I just went throwing lightsabers everywhere.
Fool had X-Cals. I like went and stopped them. Like, oh great, there they are. And I just
I did not stop in Fabul. Lightsaber was good enough.
Yeah.
Well, lightsaber was almost good enough.
I kind of screwed up. I lost a little bit of time on Magus Sisters because I accidentally killed the front one instead of the middle one first, and then it got a remedy off.
Yeah, your Mega Sisters fight, Ground was able to make up a little bit of time, and then the Asura fight as well, when your lightsaber just did
Yeah,
not quite
failed
do
to
enough
kill it,
damage.
and it just didn't quite do enough. Like, and also Cecil didn't get his turn off in time, and then so Asura did that opening cure 4. I thought about it's like, you know, I'm not going to do enough here, but Cecil will do enough with the follow-up firebomb. It's fine. That didn't quite work.
Yeah, with Maga Sisters, I felt a little bit cool because I found mute daggers in a weapon shop, and so I just hurled mute daggers at Cindy until I beat her, and then finished them off pretty easily.
Yeah, your Mega Sisters fight was a little cleaner. The kamikaze on the Asura was quite effective, but then it just didn't really set you up. You probably would have been fine if it was anything other than that CPU again, because of or I guess there were some undead bosses, but really that was a bad roll for the second boss spot there for you, Ground.
Yeah, and I was just playing a little too reckless too. Like I definitely shouldn't have just run right in there, but I'm like, I gotta do it. I'm in a hurry, and forgot. Oh, maybe I should put apples on other characters so that I don't just die immediately, and I did not.
It was a lot of fun to watch and added quite a bit of excitement. Some of the fun stuff that we saw from both of you. So GG's on the race to both of you, and Sil, you have to battle Leggy now. How's that?
I have to battle Leggy. I mean, I heard she had a thing out for Valks, so it looks like she gets her wish.
Yeah, she did. She did, in fact, tell us during her post-match interview that she wanted the Valk in her semifinal match.
Ouch! I got burned. But no, seriously, GG Silverfire, you did awesome. I'm rooting for you next round to take the torch.
All right, we have our next 2 matches. We had Sil winning for the very top bracket. Just then, we have Leggy. So Sil and Leggy are going to be playing against each other. Then we have PK and Poidrak. And then those are our next 2 rounds that we're going to be having. We did have a few donations come in. We have $10 from Ogre498, no comments. We have $5 from Blank LA, also with no comments. And we have $90 from Jbrun TR, hope I said that right. And that is to name Cecil, which actually will take the next round's Cecil name to be Cecil, Seecil. So we are super excited for that. And we hope you stay tuned, because this match is heating up. Let's go tournaments. All right, everybody, here it is. The next round. And the name we have for the next round is Cecil. Seecil. And we are just getting set up with that, and we will be back in a moment for more Speedrun Ragnarok and Final Fantasy IV, Free Enterprise, Enterprising Paladin %. Stay tuned.
We are looking at a machine called an electronic sound synthesizer. This synthesizer can create and hold.
Hi, everyone, and welcome back to the first semi-final match in the Free Enterprise Enterprising Paladin %. We have Syl going up against Leggy. So, our commentators, please take it away.
Oh man, where do we begin, Hupfin? We got the Valks versus the Edge cases here.
Yeah, there's. I mean, where do you take this? You take this, presumably to the Mist Cave or probably Mysidia first. Like get some character. I don't know. We'll see where they decide to take this.
The sibling rivalry, though. Okay, here we go. Though. Oh, this is exciting. We've seen some really fun stuff so far. Is there anything we haven't seen yet that you're like really hoping for?
You know, I want give Edward the spoon, please. Give Edward a spoon.
Yes, good call. I love it.
And give Kane MP.
That would also be acceptable.
I'm more about the spoon life.
We actually haven't seen a Kane yet, or a spoon.
Yeah, you know, that is true. We haven't seen either of those. Are there other characters that we haven't seen? Because I feel like we've gotten most of them.
Yeah, I feel like we've seen all of them. Maybe not in action, really, but I mean, we've had Rosa contributing, we've had Rydia contributing, we had Edge contributing in a big way that last season.
Oh yeah.
Lots of Fu. We haven't seen Sid yet. I could see Sid doing some work in this seed. Sid has some really nice features for a short format like this. Mostly, Sid starts with a lot of hit points, and we might get some hit point based attack items And I could see that being very useful for our runners.
Yeah, and if you're going to bother to dip into equipment shops, he does have a decent variety of what he can equip. Those axes, those hammers, those bows. And a lot of those will hit pretty well early game. But then there's Fu.
Yeah.
Fu happens, and you just focus on him.
There you go. And Leggy finds a Kane, who is not a Fu.
No.
Yeah, both of our runners have picked up. Well, I guess Leggy picked up one extra character. Syl has the 2 extra characters. Ooh, that is a cool Edward sprite.
Oh yeah, no, that's good style.
Syl also finding the big bombs, which are those are just the Fire 2 type, so that's good.
You know who we haven't seen who I'd really like to see?
Who is that?
Alt Gauntlet.
Good call. Yes, I would
Yeah.
love to see an alt gauntlet. Let's root for that, chat.
Alt Gauntlet at Shrine. Crossing my fingers.
Because I dare say with these locations that the runners have to check, there isn't going to be a spot where Alt Gauntlet is especially rude. Actually, this Valvulus here at the Mist Cave, not even that rude. But I guess, yeah, the back attack being the Alt Gauntlet, it's not that it's rude, it's just slow.
So you were saying about that Valvalis not being rude?
I mean, look, mistakes were made mostly by me.
So yeah, Val got shields up here, and I know Syl is going to be able to chip away at this, but that was a couple extra turns that Leggy might not need, potentially. Oh hey, would you like some foo with your foo?
That's twice the foo.
No! Beautiful Edward is gone.
Ditching the dapper bard. But I mean, we haven't seen a spoon, so okay. There's a practical consideration. But in his defense, Edward is actually a relatively fast character even early on. If your main approach is using, then he's as good at that as anyone else.
Yeah, I can't fault Leggy here at all. But one objective down for Leggy. Syl has one objective down as well, doing Mist Cave, while Leggy has done Mount Hobbs.
Yep. Since someone asked in chat what elixirs do to undead enemies, I believe they don't do anything. They certainly are not a one-hit kill. Final Fantasy IV in general is kind of before that being a thing in Final Fantasy games.
Yeah, that is correct, unfortunately. Or maybe fortunately.
Fortunately for the undead.
Yes. Also, can't use Phoenix, or I guess life potions, which is a pretty well-known exploit in Final Fantasy VI, which was the one that came out right after this one here in the US. So we got an Odin in the antlion nest here for Leggy, but big bombs. I think these big bombs are going to do a lot of work here for Leggy early on.
Yep, and a Thor Rage will finish it off. Thor Rage, I believe, is the HP-based one, or certainly weaker than a Zeus Rage. But it's Odin. He's weak to lightning. Use lightning.
Yeah, it's a Lightning 1 equivalent, so not HP-based, but because Odin is weak to lightning, I believe it deals either 2 times or 4 times damage on him. Alright, so 2 aside here as Leggy runs out of the Antlion Cave and Syl picks the airship up from Mount Ordeals and heads to the Waterfall Cave.
Which I don't think we've seen yet. So yeah, both of them are going for it at the same time. And it's Yang yet again.
It is more karate. And more Big Bomb. Poor karate. He's already had such a long day today. He was just trying to take a shower and cool off a little bit.
Yeah, this is what, the third, fourth round that we've seen him in? Including doing the kick herd round the world?
Yeah, we did get that one already, thankfully, but I think you're right. This is like, I think this is the 4th time out of 5 seeds that he has been in the pool.
And now he's literally in the pool.
Yeah. I think this is the second time he's literally...
And Leggy actually gets through that fight faster than Syl. I was looking at Syl's screen, so I didn't see how Leggy sped that up so much, but that is I think it's pretty safe to say Leggy is taking the lead here.
Yeah, because I do believe that what Silverfire has left are a little slower to having to dip Antlion Cave. That is a long walk. So yeah, I would put Leggy a little bit ahead. Even with Van Alice being here.
Kane, jump! No, I think the main difference for Leggy there is Leggy moved a Fusoya into the middle, which is going to slow down the Velvalis in that spot. So that was a little bit of a cleaner fight there from Leggy, even though the implements were the same, using those big bombs to get through the fight the same way that Syl did just a little bit earlier.
Kane jumped, but Kane didn't come back down.
Will we ever see him again?
It is a mystery. Oh, and there's some Stardust and some Gaia drones.
Yeah, Leggy finding both of the non-targeting AoE Japanese items. Those are both incredibly powerful. Hey, it's these guys.
It's the Dark Imps. It's 3 imps in a trench coat.
It's 3 imps that are now no longer threatening Fabul.
They just wanted to learn how to become karate masters too.
Well, the Karate Master was over at the waterfall. They're rather misguided.
Yeah, but they didn't know that when they first arrived.
They just wanted directions.
So what we're saying here is that Cecil and his party are the real monsters. Is that what we're saying?
Well, I mean, we do have DKC in the party, and Penguin and all that.
Yeah, you're not wrong. But that is both Silverfire and Leggy through Fabul. That is the 5th fight that they both need, so Leggy is climbing Mount Ordeals.
Yeah, Leggy in go mode. Syl is not going to be far behind, just needs to head on over there as well. It's hard to imagine anything that could give Leggy too much trouble here, considering all of the items and all of the Fusoyas.
Yeah, I guess it would have to be one of those bosses like CPU that really messes with that strategy. But I think even then, Leggy's got enough contingencies. It could be a Pain Man. But
that is in fact a Pain Man who has also been in a fair number of these seeds already.
Yeah. But that's not much pain. That's really more of a slap, I think.
Leggy trying to speed this fight up a little bit using these items rather than just waiting for all of the dark waves to end the fight. That'll do it.
Yeah. Doing almost 4,000 damage with the Lit 3. Pretty much whatever you need. And our back attack is Plague.
Oh, okay, this is a good one. We didn't talk
Yeah.
about Plague at all. This is, especially in this spot, this is could be rough. Because look at, already down to 4 by the time even getting a turn here for Leggy. So this, we'll see if we can get, if she can get through this. But this might be something both of our runners wiped to the first time through.
Yeah, although Silverfire, for whatever reason, I don't even know why, they are knocking out multiple members of their party, and that might actually be a huge advantage. They'll be able to raise up a party member really quickly and let Plague recast the count over and over. That's kind of your main strategy in dealing with that kind of fight.
Yeah, if Sil plays this correctly, this is a huge change here, because Leggy is going to have to go all the way back up and do that relatively slow DKC fight again.
So yeah, Sil is down to 6, well, reverse 6, before getting any moves in. Is not trying to raise anybody, though. They did have life potions, so that is very good news.
Wow, and there you go.
Ooh.
So Silverfire clearly in the driver's seat now. What a big swing that was.
What? Just so someone said that, oh no, it's a Doom counter, because that is what Plague does. Casts Doom on your entire party. But you're in the back attack spot, so the numbers are reversed, so it's really more of a mood. And you know, fighting
great.
Fighting Plague in a back attack at Ordeals, big mood.
That is a mood.
Such a mood.
I mean, Leggy is all.
Speaking of moods.
Oh, I thought it was. We thought it was going to be Leg, just to put the final screw, turn the screws on Leggy just for one more little thing there. But no, Sil's got this.
It's at least 1/4 leg.
Is it really Leg if we didn't see the leg?
The leg is still there. The leg is in our hearts.
That sounds painful.
Yeah.
I mean, we did fight karate earlier.
Yeah, that's definitely a leg going for your heart.
Mm-hmm.
And just like your entire body, basically.
And there we go. Silverfire is through to the... Let's say we're going to call this the grand finals. The grand finals of the Enterprising Paladin Percent Tournament with an official race bot time of 14 minutes and 39 seconds. And wow, Hupfin, it really just came down to that Plague fight.
Yeah. It was... That is the sort of thing that these strategies don't necessarily pull you through. There are just those handful of bosses we were talking about them. Valvelin can be like that. Golbez will be like that. We forgot that, hey, Plague can be like that too.
Yeah, that is not ever what you want to see there. I don't care what format you're running in. That is a tricky fight, and Silverfire just managed it masterfully. And Leggy just could not get off the amount of attacks needed before that count ticked down. With a full party the first time through. So there you go. We said that we said that there was things we hadn't really seen yet, Huff, and I don't know if either of us accounted for a lead change on more or less the final boss there.
No, and there's so few ways that could have happened, but Plague is definitely one of them, as we just saw. We're all so busy hoping for Alt Gauntlet when Plague was just sitting over there, staring with its unblinking eye. It's very creepy.
Plague was like, "Hey, what about me? Well, how come nobody's talked about me yet? I'm gonna come in here and mess up Leggy's whole day." Not really. I'm sure that didn't mess up Leggy's day. Leggy's awesome.
I hope it didn't mess up Leggy's day.
Well, we do have Leggy's official finish and official time, 16:42. So yeah, that one wipe to the Plague fight knocked you about 2 minutes in a format that's like both the longer form tournaments that we do, where runs go well into an hour and a half. That is important, but not a decider. Here, it's a decider.
Yeah, that was about it's about 20% of the run. Hello runners. Hi Silverfire. Hi Leggy. GG's to both of you. That all came down to the Plague fight.
Yeah,
I happened to go into the fight with some people dead, so like it couldn't have possibly gone that badly for me, but it certainly could have gone worse than it did.
Yeah, I went in with a full party, and by the time that I was not ready for how fast that count ticked down.
Oh yeah, that spot is mean on the count. Because it's like, you're down to like 7 before your ATB even starts ticking.
Oh, I was down to like 4.
Oh, you're 4, you're like at 5 or so when your turn actually comes up.
Yeah.
I mean, like when your ATB starts even ticking for it to count towards your turn.
Yeah.
Not having Foo as my anchor probably saved me there.
Yeah. Like, and like I didn't. I think I recovered about as well as I could. You know, I came back. When I came back up, I had one of my Foos lit 3 Cecil before I took out DKC.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if the lit 3 would one-shot DKC, so I didn't go for it there. I just like set up like, okay, kill Cecil, kill Rosa.
Yeah, so like I knew that when I was in that DKC fight, you know, that lit 3 killed both of the DKCs on screen. But yeah, no, GG. I imagine that would have been like, I'm mad at
that was the that was a plot twist that we did not see coming. So yeah, that was the seed really. I don't know. We thought Syl was gonna go straight for the life potions there, and it was gonna be totally fine. But no, just going straight for that lit 3, and like you said, getting the spell off, getting the one shot. That was almost even better somehow.
Yeah.
I definitely looked at the life potions and was like, I'm not sure if I need to reset here, but it like, I think I'm better off casting and rezzing with Sid. And I wasn't sure, it's like if Sid didn't get his turn off before the lit 3 or after, I don't know, but this is kind of safety.
Well, I can tell the home team is really happy for you in chat still, so...
Yeah, I might have had some big words that I am now eating. Which is okay, you know? It's lunchtime and I'm kind of hungry.
Yeah, it's have yourself a hearty lunch.
It's okay, I'm sure that there are other Valks who would be happy if you take them out.
Hi, Demi.
We're talking about to lunch, right? Take them out to lunch?
Yes.
Yeah.
Or, you know, maybe a Commander game or 2.
and food. I'm more derailed by the food, but To each their own. We do have another match to bring up pretty soon, though, to see who Silverfire will be going up against.
Sil, do you have a preference between Poidrak and PK?
Do I have a preference there? I don't think so.
Okay then. All right. Well, we are going to go ahead and get set up for that match, and I'm sure you want to take a little breather for yourself, and Leggy wants to get some food. So we're going to throw it back over to Margie, see what else we got to say, and then time for another semifinal.
Indeed.
Well, I do have some things to say here. I would like to say that we are very grateful for all the donations we've had come in. We have not gotten any more donations for Cecil names, so our Cecil name will probably remain the same unless we get something like almost immediately. But don't forget, there are 7 rounds tournaments, and our next round is only round 6. So if you'd like to donate towards a very special name that you have in your head for the final match, you can get those names donated in. All of the money that we raise is going towards Take This, which is an incredible mental health charity that we Valkyries are just so glad to support. They do a lot with working with family members, friends, and people with mental illness to help them get the resources that they need. So please stay tuned. Please keep those donations coming in, and we'll get started with round 6 very shortly. Thank you! All right, everybody. Margaret Ann back here, and I want to say that our round 6 name has been locked in. It remains Cecil, Seecil, but we have one more round after this, and if you'd like to donate for a name, now would be the time to start getting those donations in. We'd love to see it. And we're about to start a race soon, so just hang in there. Little bit longer. All right, everybody, we are back again. That wasn't nearly as long as I thought it was going to be. So, we have our round 6 match, the second of the semi-final rounds, and we have Poidrak versus PK. Couch, would you like to tell us what this is all about?
Well, Margaret Ann, this is all about recreating the Paladin percent Final Fantasy IV run in randomizer form.
Ooh. And doing so in this match with two pretty prominent and frequent members of the free enterprise community, names we see in races all the time, community events and tournaments, and a power couple to send them on their way.
This is always a fun start to see. And we won't have to deal with the antlion here, but we will have to deal with quite a few other bosses. So let's see what PK and Poidrak have in store for us.
We will also have to deal with the fact that we have the package, which means if we go and check out Mist from the left, that's a problem. That's going to start a cutscene. So I feel like the Mist shops just went completely off limits.
Yeah, you're probably right. Although I think the way our runners have been routing things so far, really item shops is what you're wanting to check for those attack items. And we see both of our runners heading right to that Baron item shop. Oh, hey, it's apples and star veils.
Yeah, there has not been much fussing with equipment in general. Outside of getting Edge early on and being.
Now we see both of our runners also just going immediately to Troya after finding those apples. I think I have a pretty good idea what they might be looking for. And PK finds them. They were looking for kamikazes. So if our runners want to now, they can do some kamikaze strats, and there's some big bombs. Did we see no, we didn't see life potions. We saw exits.
No, but exits are going to be pretty useful as well. Because Rosa does not learn that unless you do the Tower of Zot, and we are not going to do the Tower of Zot.
Definitely not. So yeah, we've got a plan here, and it involves eating a lot of apples. So at least PK is going to be doing this here, and getting some extra hit points on his characters, because those apples will give for each apple you get an extra 50 hit points.
Yep, that is a sort of item that in the vanilla game is extremely rare. I don't even know if it's in the US release, and I know that it's not. Okay, getting them in the original Japanese version is complicated. They're just in shops for free here because shop items are free here.
Ha! 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 So we haven't seen this guy yet.
Nope. No, we have not. But this is actually a good time to see him.
Yeah, this is going to be just fine for Poidrak, and the reason why is Poidrak only has 2 characters, and it's going to be the same for PK, because the way the Golbez fight works, the way this randomizer works is our bosses keep their same scripts. They're just randomized and scaled to the spot where you find them in the randomizer. So Golbez is going to do the exact same thing he does in the original game when you find him in Dwarf Castle, which is he's going to paralyze your team, he's going to kill all but 2 party members, and then he's going to start casting spells. Well, we only have 2 party members. They both have Star Veils on themselves already. So guess what? We're good.
Yeah, though with that virus cast, it doesn't look like Golbez has much in the way of magic power at this spot. Although 128 would have been enough to make Poidrak sweat a little bit if it did hit Rosa. PK not so much. PK's Rosa is well fed.
Yes, PK has a hardy Rosa. He's got those kamikazes. This it'll be interesting to see how much that investment in the time it takes to eat those apples pays off for PK as the seed goes along here, because Poidrak hasn't done any of that, and Poidrak is in the lead here, probably by a good 30 to 45 seconds at this point. PK really has the good setup here, I think, the longer this goes on, because he also has those hit point based attack items, which you just saw one of there, the Blizzard.
Yeah, that is the other main benefit to getting a whole lot of HP really quickly. Aside from just being able to survive attacks, you're able to swing a bit harder with some of those items. Poidrak's just kind of leaning on more straightforward big bombs.
And is this even randomized?
It's a big bomb for a mom bomb. Actually going to be several big bombs. Mom bomb has a bit of a cushion on HP to make sure that this whole exploding thing happens, because that's her deal.
Yep, so Mom Bomb has whatever spot you find them in, plus I believe it is 9,000 hit points. So no problems here for Poidrak, but there wasn't going to be a way to really defeat that Mom Bomb straight up. Had to let the fight play out like that.
Otherwise, the damage they do would have to be over 9,000.
Indeed.
Yes.
And PK running into just a little bit of trouble with this Asura fight.
Yeah, just a little, but not enough to really stymie him.
So two objectives apiece for each of our runners now. And again, keep in mind, or for those of you who are coming in late, they have to do the initial 6 boss fights in Final Fantasy IV. So the Mist Cave, the Waterfall Cave, the Antlion Cave, Mount Hobbs, and Defending Fabul. They can do those 5 in any order, and then the 6th one they have to do is climbing Mount Ordeals and turning that Cecil into a Paladin. So we are getting a little bit of divergence here as Poidrak is in the Antlion Cave and PK finds more vanilla in the waterfall.
It's impressive, is what it is. Yeah, that CPU has been a headache so far in this flag set, with everyone leaning on those AoE items, and then kind of having to compensate for that. So Poidrak seeing him slow down just a little bit, figuring out how to approach this correctly.
And this could be the thing that PK needs, because those hit point based attack items do not care about the wall that the CPU has up.
Poidrak's going to just straight up reset out of that. And
now he's going for the apples.
It's apple time. We're going to have the buffest bard you've ever seen.
he may want to have more apples as well. I mean, I guess that's all he's got for this fight, but that is not going to be enough damage to take out that CPU for Poidrak.
Yeah, but PK has shown what you can do with about 3,000 HP and a Blizzard. This spot only has 1,000 HP, and it's spread across the 3 nodes. So it's not a huge number that you're working against.
Oh, he's actually going for the kamikaze here. This will get the job done.
Yeah. Yeah, because we can see based on the remedy cast that the main CPU node has 830 out of that 1,000. So you just need to be over that level and you're good.
Indeed. So I think this is PK's final check before Ordeals here. This Mount Hobbs check, which we know is the big bomb.
Mm-hmm.
And then Poidrak still has to do, I believe, the Waterfall Cave and the Mist Cave?
Definitely the Waterfall Cave. I think he also has to hit up Mist Cave. So I think you are correct.
So PK has triggered that explode script, just chilling with Rosa here.
Yep, one more Blizzard cast. Just gotta give it a moment to make sure it actually hits all. If you do it too early, it'll just hit the one bomb that kind of gets the cursor from Mom Bomb, and then you're still left with 5.
Yeah, that's real annoying when that happens.
Yeah.
Okay, so here we go. PK should be in go mode. Poidrak getting there, but probably maybe a minute, 90 seconds behind. So we'll see if there is any rudeness waiting for our runners on Ordeals today.
And I think PK, this will make him the first one to finish and possibly the first one to win without a full party. So he'll only have 4 members.
Yeah, that is very true. And when you have these apples, when you go for these strats, which again, this is another thing we saw a little bit of that with Ground Flyer earlier, but basically from the get-go, PK was committed to these apple strats, and that's another very powerful avenue that you can use in this type of flag set with the free items.
Yeah, that's one of the things that has been so appealing and so interesting. So many different ways that you can play it. Just the different flag sets and then the different ways of approaching a flag set. That is a Bahamut on Ordeals, and it is gone for PK. And that is a Mist Dragon in the back attack.
So again, because of the way the agility works in this spot, I don't think we're going to see PK be able to take this out before the transform happens here, but hey, we'll see. It's going to be close. Thankfully, spell items like the Blizzard will not trigger the reaction script. So we'll just wait here until the mist congeals again, and then PK will be able to finish the fight.
Yeah, I think it's set to only counter on the attack command. I know a lot of counters in the game kind of operate in that way. And of course, things that counter based on magic, they tend not to counter if you reflect magic. So that's a very common strategy that we see used. We haven't had to deal with any of those bosses here, though, so... So let's see what boss we do have to deal with at the finale. Once PK gets his Paladin. And his pan. The holy frying pan.
That'll be good for.
And it's Leviathan.
Leviathan.
I technically it is Leviathan, not Leviathan. So.
Not even Leviathan Beige?
Not even Leviathan Beige. Not even Leviathan Hope. I've run out of color names. But Leviathan ran out of HP, so PK will be taking this race.
He's always struck me as more of a Mauve-viathan.
He.
I love that we've gotten to the point in this silly little free enterprise tournament that we're making color-based puns. That's when you know we've hit the sweet spot.
We've really moved into color commentary here.
Thank you, Margaret Ann. Thank you.
Yay!
Oh yeah, PK won.
GG, PK.
Yep. Margie wins the commentary, but PK wins the race with a time of 14:50.
And one last time, you could be the one who wins the choice of the name by donating.
Yep, our championship match is now set. It's going to be Silverfire versus PK. I think I called it the grand final actually last time. What let's just give it all the names.
I'm on board for all the names.
So many names.
The national title game.
We call it Valks versus the world.
Universe. Name. Thing.
That's PK, by the way. PK, GG's on the win.
Oh, thanks.
So you got to do apples like from beginning to end there. That was cool. That was something we saw Groundflyer do a little bit of, but you pretty much rocked it for the entire seed. Is that's something that you felt a little nervous about because it was like silver apples at the beginning, and you spent a lot of time appling up before that first set of encounters in Fabul there.
Yeah, well, Fabul was going to be the one full heal. And I was kind of waffling on, how much damage do I want? And I think the decision is between, get the character up to 3,000. That'll give you about 1,500 or grow all the way up to about, 6,000-ish. And that will allow you to one-shot. And I kind of just landed on I have enough other J items. I'll get, some damage out of the rest of my party. I guess it worked.
Yeah, I think it worked out pretty well for you. And we see Poydrak here as well. GG's Poydrak.
Yeah, I had a feeling I was way behind on that. That CPU got me, I think.
Yeah, that was the one fight, I think, yeah.
Yeah. It's okay. Really. I'm just here to have a bit of fun, and it's been great fun.
Yeah, we can tell everybody's having a great time with this today, and it really has been a lot of fun to watch. And it's been nice for us as well, because I feel like coming into it, we didn't know exactly what to expect, but we've seen just kind of fair fighting, we've seen a lot of attack items, we've seen darting, and now we've seen some apple strats from both of you.
I probably should have went through it from the very start. I only got them ready for that CPU onwards. I can't really say too much more, really. Yeah.
Well, CPU has been rude more than once in this event.
Yes, definitely. It's really just GG's to PK. Good luck in the final between him and Silverfire. Thanks for the Valkyries for having me on. I was sort of the last one to join up for this, and I'm thoroughly glad I did. So, and this event, from what I've watched, has been absolutely amazing. So, congratulations to them for everything they've done, and for a sort of. I'm very big on mental health charities. It's the one thing I do believe in completely, so I'm more than happy to bring it in. And I did promise that if I went out in the second round, I would be laying down $15. That will be done very shortly.
Thank you very much for that.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Other than that, let's have a good final, and yeah, we'll see what happens.
Well, thank you for participating, Poydrak, and I'm glad you had a good time in the Paladin Percent event, the first one. This was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Have a good evening, everyone. I'll see everyone in chat.
Yeah, but we still have a few minutes before we do that final match, so if you want to influence, say, the Cecil name of that final match, I do believe we still have the opportunity to do just that.
Yeah, a few more minutes left, I think. But we did have some donations come in right before the end. So we have $15 from Frith42. It says, this tournament has been fantastic, y'all. We have $50 from Baka Shinobi, who says, there's a radio route for finishing Final Fantasy IV? Let's see it! And, as we learned this past race, an apple a day will keep the doctor away. And what goes better with apples than cheddar? And Antidale has donated $30 and just says couch to cheese, which puts cheddar in the lead. But like we said, we still have a few minutes. If you'd like to snipe that, now would be the time.
some of the benefits that stereo can provide.
Hello, everybody. Margaret Ann here, and I just want to let you know we did close the bid war for the final name for the final match, which is going to be a little cheesy. We're doing cheddar again. So thank you all for donating towards that. If you were hoping to donate towards a name for Cecil in that rolling bid war, we do still have plenty of bid wars still open for Final Fantasy IV, the No 64 run that's coming up right after this match. We also have a bid war for which Valk will learn Elf, what color should the Take This staff, and a few of us Valkyries, including Kay and I, what color we should dye our hair. And we do have one goal still open, the post-marathon tabletop RPG Valkyrie adventure, where the chat plays choose your own story, but we Valkyries will be the story. So, keep on donating. We really appreciate everything that's come in so far. And give us a few minutes, and we will get started with the final match. See you soon! All right, everybody, we are back. We have one donation from Poidrak for $15. The comment as promised. You heard about that if you were here for the end of the last round, meaning last being previous. And thank you for that, Poidrak. Now, everyone, this is it. The moment you've all been waiting for. The crystals have been shedding their light. The monsters have been increasing. And 6 times our little dark knight has evolved into a big, strong paladin. This will be the 7th match of the Final Fantasy IV Free Enterprising Paladin Percent, the super, ultimate, international grand deluxe finale of Final Supreme and Majestic Destiny, Ampersand, Knuckles. The runners are ready. We're ready. Are you? Let's get this started! Blaze Wolf and Hupfin, take it away.
We are not ready.
We are so not ready.
Oh, well, I thought you said you were ready. Jeez.
Well, I thought I was
Fine.
ready. Listen, we thought we were ready, and then Knuckles.
Oh, okay, well...
We're simply not ready.
Alright,
Has anybody seen that, Knuckles?
I've seen
I
Knuckles,
thought I
yeah.
had them on my hands, but... Okay, well, it looks like Chad isn't yet either, so... Alright, everybody, we'll wait for it. That's okay.
We will wait until chat is ready, until we are ready, like emotionally we are ready for this.
Well, since we're not ready to actually, be ready, could we at least explain what this finale is all about? Like, why we've been streaming Final Fantasy for Free Enterprise for, like, the last couple hours?
Well, I mean, mainly we're doing this to help raise money for Take This.
Oh, well, yes, that's true. Take This being the amazing charity that the Valkyries like to raise money for. And they do a lot of great stuff for mental health. And all of the money we've raised for them through the donations, through the merchandise, through the bits and the subscriptions, all of that is going to be going to Take This. So thank y'all for that so far.
So, Margaret Ann, are you trying to tell me that the hoodie that I just happened to buy from the merch store earlier, the proceeds from that are going to go to Take This?
They are. All of the profits are going to be going towards that. And then you'll end up with a really comfy hoodie. Plus, we do have new designs for this year as well. So, exciting!
Yay.
I'm not just a paladin, I'm also a client.
Yay! We're happy to have you.
And
All
it
right,
looks
we're getting this show on the road. Let's go.
So you're actually ready now.
Well, our runners are definitely ready as they are off to...
I mean, PK already started, so there goes Syl. Okay, we're good. It's a race,
Yay!
y'all.
Yep, and
We
it's
got
a Sid.
It's a Sid and a leg, and I didn't see what the item was, but it doesn't matter. We hope that all of you have been enjoying the tournament so far. It's been a lot of fun for us as well, and we've seen these two runners a couple times now. I feel like we kind of know what their preferences might be, so I think we're just gonna have a good time watching this finale of Final Supreme and Majestic Destiny, and we will see who our top paladin is going to be today.
And we'll get to see if this flag set has any last minute and any little problems that it wants to throw. Any little, You weren't expecting this. You weren't expecting Golbez. You weren't expecting Dante from the Devil May Cry.
I want to see an alt gauntlet. We haven't seen an alt gauntlet.
Yeah.
Yet. Can we request that? Oh, hi Edge for Syl.
Ooh.
That's pretty big here, because as we've seen, PK does not like, and I don't know if Syl noticed this as well, but PK does not like filling up the party here particularly. And Syl taking the gamble that there was a good character like an Edge in that Mysidia, and then finds White Spears, which Edge can dart. So yeah, I think Syl's got her or their game plan.
Yeah, that is damage sorted out for Syl, but that is single target damage sorted out. So you still want to be looking for those AoE spells. Boreas might help you out. Might be worth taking.
Yeah, that's. I think between those two things, Syl is good to go.
PK, meanwhile, is exploring the emotional limits of Final Fantasy IV's HP.
We did talk about cheddar and apples being a really good combination.
We did.
Just gonna say PK's making himself a little bit of a cheese board there. That is one fat cat with all those hit points.
I can say those are really cheesy jokes.
We still got probably, 10-15 minutes of cheesy jokes. Let's keep them rolling here.
Sounds good to me.
I can't believe you people. So, a quick dart from Silverfire. There goes Dark Knight Cecil off of Mount Hobbs. And we got a couple of guards over at Fabul to take care.
And the race is on. We got Dart versus Apples. So this is actually really cool. We haven't seen like a total divergence of strategy like this yet.
Yeah, but so far those strategies are both working pretty swiftly.
It'll probably just depend on who they come up against as bosses.
Yeah, like I was saying, Silverfire's strat right now is way better when you get a single target. PK is in a much better position to handle crowds and AoE kind of stuff. And we've seen one of each so far, if you consider 2 guards to be a crowd.
Yeah, and they're even right now, so they're 1-1. They're about to both be at 2 objectives completed. Hey, more vanilla.
Hey.
Yay. What do you think? Cheese with vanilla? Good combo, bad combo?
I'm thinking apples and vanilla. Yes, I like my apple pie. What can I say?
Apple pie with vanilla ice cream and cheddar.
All
The New
allowed.
England way.
Yeah.
We have a Mylon Z to our northern neighbors in the waterfall here, and again PK just showing the power of the apple strats here.
Mylon Z to Mylon dead.
Courtesy of Cheddar.
We're making it work, people. We're making it work.
Ow, my head! Yeah, what she said.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
so we
Stella
have.
said she was gonna lie in bed. Sorry about that.
How can you do puns not on the air?
Scala, for audio reasons, will not be chatting on air, so we'll just have to pass them along to you.
Yes, we're passing the savings and the puns along to you, everybody. And there's a lot of good stuff going on in Twitch chat as well. We see you over there discussing cheese and food and all of the great puns as well there, Twitch chat. We see you. All right, I think this is PK's last spot to check here before heading on over to Ordeals. I think Sill's got 2 more.
Possibly. This has gone rather fast, even for this setup.
No, I think Sill. I think this is Sill's last one as well. So PK's just ahead by 1 floor of Antlion here. And Antlion.
Okay.
It's Mylon and friends.
Yay! We defeated him earlier. Why is he back? Oh, because he's undead. That's his whole thing. But now he's undead again. So
another multi-target boss for PK here. That's a big advantage. I don't think Sill is going to be able to one-shot this fight.
yeah, the Borealis comes in a little short. Just because of how that 1000 HP is spread across the 5 targets. It is now a fast foot race to get to Mount Ordeals.
And oh my goodness, we are coming to the end here.
Yep, if the seed is going to do anything rude, this is the last chance it has.
Come on, little seed, you can do it. I believe in you.
Back attack, alt gauntlet.
Alt gauntlet, alt gauntlet.
I'll gauntlet at shrine just because it will take forever. And Golbez. And what other fights would take forever? Val?
Val, probably.
Yeah.
More plague?
I do believe Mount Ordeals is an area that Val will have that solid magic defense.
Mom Bomb could be a little bit of an equalizer as well.
Odin, not so much.
Odin's not scary, yeah.
No.
And we already did find the magma key in a different spot. So based on the logic of, hey, that's quad 9s. Based on the logic that the randomizer uses, there could be any boss up here on Ordeals. So we got that to look forward to, maybe.
Yep. Even when you have objectives set up that don't require you to go underground. Oh, look, it's another back attack. Yeah, no, I'm seeing it fine on here, so apologies if anyone is.
I think we're back.
I think
yes, we should be.
Yeah.
PK just endured another back attack plague, which still knows this fight very well also. But PK is ahead by a fight.
Yeah. PK has gotten through it first try. We'll see if Silverfire manages the same.
Here we go. Last chance for rudeness.
Come on, alt gauntlet.
Ooh, Silverfire does get through first try. Ah, it's just a turtle.
Turtle. All right, so down goes the turtle. PK just needs to push a couple buttons here. And I think we may be about to crown our winner of the Super Ultimate International Grand Deluxe finale of Final Supreme and Majestic Destiny with Cheese and Knuckles.
So close.
Dissatisfied in chat pointing out that Dark Knight Cecil lost all of his hit points in the conversion.
Yeah. Not that it really mattered. PK get the finish, gets the win. 11 minutes, 51 seconds. Silverfire is going to be less than a minute behind. I do believe this is the closest of the 7 matches we've done in this goofy little event.
Yeah, definitely. I think we saved the best for last here in that regard.
It's GG's.
Wow. So yeah, they were only less than 30 seconds apart. So
Yeah.
GG's to PK and GG's to Silverfire.
Yay!
And GG's to everybody who was here and made it through this whole little mini tournament. This was really fun.
Yeah, thank you so much, everyone, for putting this on. Scala and Margie, I know Game Boy was definitely part of coming up with the idea, but this has been a heck of a good time.
Yeah, props to everyone at RPG Valkyries who made this actually work. This was... We all knew it was goofy. We did it anyway.
Scala Kitty, you work too hard.
I went full apple there, and then I forgot that Dark Knight Cecil loses all of his hit points right at the end.
Never punished.
No, my apples, no.
So he was on the Paladin diet is what I'm hearing.
So I
Yeah,
was
I
throwing
guess.
white spears at everything.
Yeah, that was actually really fun. It was really fun to actually see a seed where there was like divergence between the two runners in terms of just the battle strategies. That was super cool to see.
Where was the edge in Mysidia?
Edges in Mysidia, as were white spears. And I definitely bled a little bit of time shopping there. Like, I made some just input errors, like accidentally closing shop windows and stuff.
Yeah, I landed the ship wrong again right at the start. That's
Oh, fair.
That's how PK starts seeds, is not landing correctly in Baron.
Hey, you know, you were nervous. It's not every day that you get to compete in the Super Ultimate International Grand Deluxe finale of Final Supreme and Majestic Destiny and Knuckles.
Yeah, no power in the verse. No power in the verse can stop me, apparently. Or at least of 8 people.
There we go. Now chat can hear me.
Yay!
Scala, you work too hard.
Yeah.
In case if it wasn't clear.
But it's all for a good cause. And that's what's important.
It really is.
Yes. Let me actually go and so for everyone, here is the final bracket for any of you who did marathon bracketology.
Congratulations, you win nothing.
No, you win cookies. I was giving out some cookies
Ooh.
earlier. But
I
I
like
think only
cookies.
Gambit submitted to marathon bracketology.
First
Gambit-
place by default. Best
yes,
first.
exactly. And finally, for PK, you get to see, yes, you are indeed the most enterprising paladin. You are indeed the winner.
Oh, I've always known it deep down, but now I finally get to see it written out. It's very gratifying.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yay!
And for those of you who weren't here at the beginning, PK does get a prize! There is an actual prize. PK is allowed to pick from any sprite-based Final Fantasy game and get a Z-Sprite. So it has to be Final Fantasy game, it has to be sprite-based. But that does mean Record Keeper, Brave Exvius, Pictologica, all the bravest, and of course all the classics. You get to have one choice. Have you thought about, PK? What would be your choice?
I have not. This is so much. This is so much responsibility now. So I'm gonna have to have a very deep dive into this. I'm gonna weigh my options.
All right.
It's been a good day overall. I got to use my green and white again. And I as Flurry said earlier, I made it out of the first round of a bracket in a tournament with Free Enterprise for the first time, and so it's just getting eliminated every time.
But and thank you all to everyone who came out and enjoyed this tournament that probably went way over time, but you know what? We got there. That's why this was at the end of the marathon. Also, yes, I will also give PK some cookies for winning.
Yay! I was told by Antidale that there were
yes,
a $20 for runner's choice.
You have $20 that you get to put wherever you want. And if you want to tell us,
it's going to cement Flurry as Edward. Flurry spelled the correct way.
You got it. I am going to actually do that right now. So there you go. It has gone to your naming incentive for vanilla.
Well, thank you so much, everyone. Scala, Margie, all of the Valks, and it was just grateful to participate. But I'll leave it at that. I know you're probably running a little behind.
Oh, no problem. I would like to thank everyone who participated in this. So, lots and lots of love and thank yous to Couch23, Ground Flyer, Leggy Starscream, Natara, obviously our winner PK, Poidrax, Mapety, and Silverfire, our runner-up.
Thank you. I'm glad this all worked.
I'm glad it worked as well as it did. So thank you all so much. We are going to be turning it all over to the last actual run of the entire marathon. It is going to be more racing. You'll have a wonderful and super interesting race. We're going to have Rivers McCown, Kotaku acclaimed speedrunner, versus Natara, and they're going to be running two very different versions of Final Fantasy IV, and it's going to be a really interesting time. And then after that, we will have the finale. And just thank you all again so much for all of your amazing donations and amazing support to us to take this. We couldn't do this without each and every one of you. I'm sure I'm going to have a lot more to say and a lot more crying to do during the finale. But for now, let's go ahead and turn it over to the whole music, and we're going to get stuff started in just a bit.